I was born in it.
And as this room fill up, be sure, and I mean just that, be sure to hit that like, hit that shared icon, and let a friend or a neighbor know where to go when it's time to tune in to Cowboys Sports Talk and beyond. This including the ice wall, baby. Mama said there'll be days just like this.
Ready? Running from it. Destiny arrives all the same. And now you're here.
Yo.
What should I say?
They really say ain't no party like a Cowboy party. What about a Law Nation's groove? From my studios to yours. 5, 4, 3, 2, and come on with it. Oh yeah, oh yeah.
Serious. So it looked like I'm gonna be around here for a while. I ain't trying to be your daddy or nothing, but if you need some advice,
feel free
to talk to me.
The longest intro in the building, baby. Let's get it. Sharing is caring. Sharing is caring, baby. Pull a string and I wink at you. Come on. Yeah. It's necessary.
They can come closer than close. Yeah. Original, they never will be.
Come on with it. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Ain't no party like a Cowboy party. Ain't no party like a Law Nation party. To the window, to the wall, to the sweat drop down my hole. Yo, baby, yo, what's up, man? What's good with y'all? Cowboy Nation. Holla said, twin, where have you been? Body to body, skin to skin.
All of it. Come on.
All right. I appreciate everybody for jumping in, and it's been a glorious day. You know, it's been a glorious weekend too, by the way. And you know how this thing goes, Cowboy Nation. Come on with it. Yeah.
You know. I know y'all thought y'all had it.
Yeah, I thought you had it. You thought you had it.
That when you got the ball back with 47 seconds left, you were driving downfield. Especially after. Didn't I tell you?
Didn't I tell you? Didn't I tell you?
I told you how many
I
times?
know. You wouldn't listen. You wouldn't listen. You wouldn't listen. You wouldn't listen.
Go New York, go New York, go! Go New York, go New York, go! Say
Go New York, go New York, go! Hey, this weekend was hilarious, wasn't it? Wasn't it? Did y'all have some fun this weekend? Did y'all have some fun? Go New York, go New York, go! Oh my gosh, man! I know y'all have some fun this weekend. If you are a Cowboy fan that somehow is a New York Knicks fan, you know, and I commend you, because in basketball has been a long time for you, and football has been a long time for you. But one thing I can say for sure, regardless of the situation, I had people that hit me up, and they said, as much as we can't stand Stephen A. Smith, but by the fact in large that he is a New York Knicks fan, and somebody said that they were the New York Knicks fan, regardless of the situation, they enjoy it because they can see the frown upon Stephen A. Smith's face. You know, it's just for what it is. But neither here nor there. If this is your first time ever following the nation, be sure to hit that like button, share this content. And that's just the order of the laws from here. No New York, no New York, no. Yeah. Thunder's in 6. Okay. All right. So Thunder, come on with it. OKC, let me know who y'all rooting for before we get into this Cowboys content. There was an interview that was bestowed upon us this off season, this weekend, and one of the guys that talked about this, well, not an interview, but like a recap. And one of the guys that talked about this is by the name of Michael, the playmaker in Irving, who talked about George Pickens. And we're going to talk about winning culture and what do that means and what do that look like. But before we go into details of that, I just want to say shout out to Dak Prescott on having another little one. He is a girl dad. Shout out to all of the girl dads out there, the sacrifices that we got to make to be the girl dad. You know how that goes, and we got to have tea parties and all of this stuff with the little ones, and especially getting your fingernails painted and all of this stuff. That ain't on camera on my end, but you guys give it what I'm saying. Shout out to all of the girl dads out here. But neither here nor there. And if you're a dad, like a bro dad or son dad, however the other saying goes, and if you're a mixture, put that in the chat too. We don't want to we don't want to leave y'all out and alleviate some of the burdens only to those who are just the girl dads, right? But let's listen to what Michael Irvin, shout out to my guy Martin Talk Cowboys. He got the snippet here. Let's talk about it.
Pretty good, but he's got to set that tone. He could have seen one person that just takes it a little bit easy, and he calls everybody up. Because it's unacceptable. And that one damn person can destroy everything. So it's unacceptable. You see people like, who ain't going hard? Who wasn't going hard? Who didn't go hard when Coach did this? Who wasn't going hard? That was very important.
Listen properly.
It was very important to see. When Coach said, get up, what is going on? I gave you credit. I gave you a little bit of a break, and you come back out and I see shit slouching. What is going on? Dude, I know what I'm talking about. I saw guys looking around. Who's slouching? What's going on? What's going on? That's competition under pressure. I'm telling you, everybody was looking around. You know why? Because that ain't what we're doing, and we need to hold everybody accountable. And they're like, who? And nobody said anything, but that's how you build champions. Because now nobody wants to be the one to let everybody down. And if
ooh, baby. Oh my gosh. This is going to go over so many people's heads. Because we want the instant gratifications now. We want 10 Super Bowls now, right? We want to win and go undefeated now. But the process of becoming the butterfly, you still got to be the worm, right? And the caterpillar. And whether you're going to be a butterfly or a moth, you're still the same process. You got to endure it far as the time frame. And what I'm getting at, Cowboy Nation, you got to establish those small things now, because you finna go through a drastic change later. And you got to eat. That's one of the things that they do. They eat all types of stuff so that they can go into that hibernation. And so when they come out a new creature, right? A new thing that don't even eat the same thing. Once they was inside as the worm or the caterpillar, y'all getting preaching services now. And now you got to come out something new. Now, what happened here, Cowboy Nation, is that Shotty is establishing something that tapped into the mindset of Michael Irvin. And each and every one of these guys are holding each other accountable, right? And that is a major thing, not a minor thing. Even to such, when we were over here, and I'm going to flip back to the rest of it, but this is one thing that I can say, and I'm telling y'all, as Cowboy Blue in my face, appreciate you, Earl, appreciate you for the 99 stars. If anything can be real intangible, will be the small things you do, you know. And it's crazy because you had Tyler Smith, you had Damone Clark at this event, and you had Mears Leofow and his brother, because that's his brother with him. He came to partake upon this event too. Shout out to Oak Cliff. We up in Oak Cliff, and these guys came out just so that they can show that we are all on the same page. Mozzie Smith came too as well to this event, and they taught the youth. This is accountability. This is taking time, carving things out of their day, just so that they can help someone else out. Buddy Johnson event, and we had a few of the Cowboys staff like Darian Thompson, as well as the other offensive line coaches' names at the tip of my tongue, and as well as the guy with the tall high top fade. I forgot his name, but y'all get what I'm saying is that culture is being established here. I talked to Buddy Johnson just the other day, and he was saying last year we only had one staff member to come, and it was my Bones Fossil. This year, they had over 10 individuals from the Cowboys coaching staff to come out to Buddy Johnson's camp. And it's not just because would they do that for Michael Parsons? Would they do that for Dak Prescott? Would they do it for a guy that a lot of people don't even understand that he's on the team, right? They would do it for everyone because it's an accountability. Now, do this win Super Bowls? No. But this established the painting of the picture that these guys are on the same page. Yeah, they on the same page. That's dopeness. Shout out to you, Dre Maddox. Shout out to you, Luis Ortiz. Appreciate you, Sadiq. Yes, indeed. And C-Bass, appreciate you. So that's what I'm getting at. It's all about accountability and holding each other accountable and letting people know that, hey, we're here for one another. And there's something about, ladies and gentlemen, there's something about being on the same page, and when you are getting into a fight, you will fight extra. You'll run through a brick wall or into a burning building. You got to be crazy to do those things, like a fireman, right? The building is on fire, everybody running out, but the fireman runs in, right, to save those who he can. And this is the level that the Cowboys are getting to. Meaning that everybody, there's no big eyes, there's no little U's, but it's all accountability. So when we get there and we look at on that field, and if it's 59 minutes, no, we're going to play to the whole 60. Come on with it. And, yeah, brotherhood. Yeah. And C-Bass said, we didn't have that last year. Woo! Come on. Man, C-Bass, get it, you know. Oh, yes, indeed. I wish you all could have all been there in the triples of the heats out there, 90-degree weather. These guys taking time, carving out time of their precious schedule. Say, man, I can't miss this, man. I got to be there for my brother, man. He's doing a noble thing for the youth, right? Hey, man, when it's time for us to get that one play in. Oh, I'm tired, man. No, I'm going to play through the echoes of the whistle. I'm not finna walk 1 mile with him. I'm finna walk 2. You get what I'm saying? Ooh. And that's what Michael Irvin is saying, the accountability. And that is what these boys had in the 90s to a degree. But let me rewind just a little bit. But they had the White House, you know. They had the White House in the 90s. And I'm glad that they didn't have social media and all of the camera crews with them. But if you know a few people, there's some tapes out there, man, you know.
That's competition. Under pressure. I'm telling you, everybody was looking around. You know why? Because that ain't what we're doing, and we need to hold everybody accountable. And they were like, who? And nobody said anything, but But that's how you build champions. Because now nobody wants to be the one to let everybody down. And if everybody looking around saying, who did that? Who took it easy? Who went, who? Then you get some answers around here. And you get some more of them championships around here.
Yeah.
Because that's how you create. That's how you live in the right, what they call culture. It's always about winning. And it comes back down to who? You know why? Everybody's saying who? Because they want to know who broke the promise. What did I tell y'all? If you want to win a championship, all you got to do is a promise made one man
to the other.
Each and every day, I will get my job done today. At the end of that practice, when Coach called them up and got on them about that last little piece being a little lazy, like a day or so, and everybody looked around going, ooh, like, who. I said, okay. We working on the right stuff.
Y'all don't know, man. That nod. Look. It's that nod that give you, okay. Hey, he real one. Yeah.
We working on the right stuff. Let me crack your cranium and fertilize your brain.
Yeah, that's cracking of the cranium right there, man. And fertilizing the brain. Yeah. Kapow! Kapow! And then you just putting some of that fertilization in there. Fertilization for the nation without hesitations nor deviation to the matter. This is how you get that Super Bowl. But hey, right now, we still in the growing phases. We're still in the developing phases. Appreciate you so much for the gift. Sadiq Charles is giving out gifts. It's better to give than receive. Amen. Quad Face, appreciate you. Eric Wallace, appreciate you. Nava, appreciate you. Trevia, appreciate you. I hope if I'm saying your name wrong, North Face, Thriller, appreciate you, man. Thank you so much for y'all support and your love and adulations.
Take the money out, all of it.
It's raining memberships.
Wasting my time.
It is.
Now, come on.
It is raining memberships over here. And these are the things that we need, baby, because Oxnard is right around the corner. We going to set to have a great time, not a good time out there. And I want it to be shoulder to shoulder, standing room only out there in Oxnard. And remember, when I'm out there, it's not about me. I'm just going out there to be a tool or services for y'all because that's what I work for. I work for you all. So when we out there, don't pay attention to me because I'm going to make sure I'm going to give you guys what you want, and that is the footages of the players. But every now and then, if you guys follow me, y'all already know that I'm very recognizable, but there's no big eyes, there's no little U's. I want to let you guys know that when we are out there, it's workcation. It's straight up work. But in order for us to do that, we're going to need your support, right? We're going to need your information for the nation, well, your support for the nation, not information, but your support for the nation so that we can continue to do these type of things and help everyone out. And it's hours upon hours when we out there. Appreciate you, Ace Boogie. Appreciate you, Big Benny. Thank y'all. So Sadiq is one of those ones that it really helped me out. And on top of that, it goes all the way back to the detailings of your levels of support, because what you guys see is not just for me going from 1 year to the next, but one growth aspect to the next. So we wanted to be bigger, we wanted to be better, and these sorts of things, Cowboy Nation. So enough of that, but I just want to let you guys know that anything and everything that you guys do for me, you will be able to see it. It's not like we take it and we run off from it. Yeah, shout out to you, Coach AJ Jones. I see you in the chat. Yeah, Law, I want Kyle Pitts. This is from Iceberg Slim. Yeah, we all want him. Sure. And that would help us out tremendously.
It is definitely June 2nd, and I know the things that we're going to talk about aren't
Culture.
necessarily sexy, but listen up, people. These guys aren't wearing pads yet. We're not in training camp. So all we have to talk about is what we can be in the future. The Dallas Cowboys right now are doing a great job of establishing something that I always talk about, and that word is culture. I know it's not sexy. I know.
Put a one in the chat if y'all can hear that audio straight. And that is from my brother from another mother who's a good friend and follower of the show, Isaiah Standback. Okay?
Nobody wants to hear it, but it's the reality, okay? When you become a professional athlete, you have to have a culture established with the team. Usually it stems from the head coach. Sometimes it comes from management, but most of the time it comes from the head coach. Brian Schottenheimer is ensuring that these guys understand that this is going to be a competitive, positive environment. He wants these guys going out there fighting tooth and nail every single day. That starts in the meeting rooms. When you show up to the meeting rooms, you have a basketball hoop in there. You're playing around. You go to the locker room. You have a ping pong table. Everything is to go ahead and stir up and nourish this competitive atmosphere. How does that help your team? When you can compete against yourself every single day, every single rep, now it makes it easy when the opponent steps on the field and you guys are now a collective unit going out there and trying to take down that foe. These guys now have added some pieces that everybody is going to be excited about.
Yeah.
George Pickens, obviously. Okay, offensively, I like what they're doing with the running back room, okay, with Javonte Williams. He's doing a great job in OTAs so far as well. The O-line is where I like to focus my attention at. They have 3 first-round picks on this offensive line. They have invested a ton there. They lost Zach Martin. They lost all the guys, okay, but they have some new bread in there. What else is going on? The offensive line coaches. These guys are spending a lot of emphasis there. So they are doing a great job, not only creating a culture, but creating a foundation up front that can sustain this organization for a very long time.
Hey, if you guys understand this, it's the little things that you do in order for you to become greater. And if you faithful over a few things, I'll make you ruler over many. And if you faithful over a few things, I'll make you ruler over many. If you faithful over a few things, I'll make you ruler over many. So if you are consistent on a few things, I'll make you consistent over many, right? If you are working and fighting and competing over a few things, I'll make you compete over everything. Don't y'all get the pattern? Don't y'all see it? Can y'all feel it? Can you understand it? You become what you do most of the time. And if you competing from left to right, right to left, up to down, down to up, right, north to south, south to north, right, east to west, you become what you continuously do. And that is what the Cowboys, Shotty, is doing now. Now, granted, right now, there's so many people that's looking at this team as if we are the exact same team for what we were 30 years ago, 25 years ago. Hey, let me throw this in, 20 years, 15, 10 years, 5 years, 1 year. No, this guy is trying to change all of these things. Yeah, talk is definitely cheap. Let the AI speak upon this up north of the border. Appreciate you. Oh, AI, what's going on with you? Okay, it's not 5. Okay, it says much love from much love from up north, Law. Always have faith. Strong man with the Bart Simpson colors. Appreciate you, man. Thank you. I thought it was 5, but it's 5 CAD, whatever CAD is. I think she on a talk with his 5 or more. But I appreciate you. Yeah. Toxic Tom. He said he heard all of this before. Now, granted, like I said, either this is going to become a moth or a butterfly. So, hey, and most of us, we don't give a dog whether it's a moth or a butterfly because both of those are docile type of animals or insects. But what I'm getting at is that if enough of them hit your windshield, boy, you will pull that car over. But you guys get what I'm saying. At this point, what I'm looking at is that the whole understanding of Shotty versus Mike McCarthy. There was what we call a plateau moment with Mike McCarthy. And people can contest to this, whereas in life sometimes the plateau moment, you could be doing everything you said you would do. You can put out everything that you said. You can cut your calories. You can stop eating so much, right? You can try to get in the gym a little bit further. You can be doing all of those things. But once you hit your plateau, you just done plateaued out. And it seems as if, though, with Mike McCarthy, shout out to you again for all of these gifts over here, Sadiq Charles. Appreciate you. And it's gifted 5 memberships again on gold level 2. That's not even the number 1 level. This is beyond the number 1 level, right? Because it's higher than 1. And gold level 2 says received from JL, from Big Dial. Appreciate you. Drawcool, appreciate you. Big Duke, thank you. And Rowdy, appreciate all of you guys. And shout out to you as well. Appreciate you. Thank you so much for jumping in to this particular situation for the nation. All right, I got Johnny Blue. Appreciate you. Thank you so much for your support and all that you do over here as well to help elevate the nation. We really appreciate you. Before we get to our other topics about these rankings that's out here, especially as it relates to the Cowboys. And we're going to talk about the money aspect too, so I appreciate y'all on that. So bear with me as we continue to grind to shine. Baby, with that being said, let's continue to go from these type of things, Cowboy Nation. Give me 1 second here, and let's acknowledge my guy Johnny Blue. You know, appreciate you. Thank you so much for your support.
Good morning, LAW. Just coming in. Has there been any trades or player acquisitions? DC4L.
No doubt. Appreciate you, Johnny. And shout out to you, Earl, for the 20 stars. No trade acquisition talk, but we've been talking culture. And culturally speaking, this could be a thing that can turn into a great thing if everybody buys in. And I'm thinking, and I'm quite sure that everybody's pretty much doing that on that part, because for one, to be 1,000 with you guys, yeah, I think it starts since you Johnny Blue. Let's talk about Blue right now. And that is my guy, Jadon Blue. When you have the kinds of caliber of speed that this kid exhibits and exudes, wait a minute, north of the border said, damn, Canadian dollars. Well, I feel you, though. Yeah, she was too slow. Yeah, she was too slow. But when you start thinking about what Blue can do for us, I'm just going to break this down real quickly. Speed. Speed is the one thing that we cannot absolutely teach. And he exhibits and exudes that speed. And I think that that's one of the things that we've been having issues with the Cowboys as it relates to who else can make plays outside of CeeDee Lamb. Who else can make plays now outside of Pickens? Who else can make plays now outside of Kevontae Turpin? Well, you can't control and cover everybody. And my person that I think that's going to make the necessary plays, if you look back at Texas, the Longhorns, if you can look back at what they bring to the table, if you look back at what they've been doing, when Blue is on the field, he's that sporadic player that all of a sudden you look back on and say, man, damn, he just made a play. Oh, man, I got to cover this guy now. Oh, man, he just made another play. Now, of course, he got to work on not fumbling the ball, and that's something that we can all look at, right? But at the end of the day, Cowboy Nation, I truly believe that in this particular situation and scenario, that the Cowboys will utilize him better in the competition. Quicksilver, Blue Waffle, baby. Wait a minute. Wait a minute, Toxic Tom. Hey, look. Hey, we definitely not going to talk about Blue Waffles. Boy. But let's switch on over to PFF interior defensive ranking, top players ahead of 2025. And, of course, you can see my Mississippi boy up here, and there's Chris Jones. And one of the things that we're going to talk about is, of course, we would love to acquire DJ Reader. I think that he is a guy that we can all look back upon and say to ourselves that would be a good situation for us. But as we going to get the AI to break down this particular site, go ahead, speak on it, lady.
Cowboys and PFF interior defender rankings won. So no Cowboys on PFF's top 32 interior defender list. Despite improvements, not a single Dallas Cowboy made the list of top 32 interior defenders heading into 2025. This might feel like a snub, especially when you look at what Osa Odigizua has done the past 2 seasons. Second, Osa Odigizua. The underrated Force PFF previously listed him as a top free agent IDL for 2025. He posted an 82.3 pass rush grade and a 14.6% win rate over the last 2 seasons.
All right, so let's pause it here. All right, so when you are looking at these top graded guys, and especially in the interior defensive ranking, top 32, I'm going to give these names, and we can go over whether or not is this a situation where you play a game of I would rather, and let me see. We can go over that game, right? But to be fair to Chris Jones, he is by far one of the better interior guys that you can even imagine, right? All right, and he's more of a 3 tech, but he can play the 1, but he's a absolute terror for those who can do these type of things of getting upfield. But then you have Dexter Lawrence. We've seen this kid grow up from a little puppy to a grown dog, and I can't recall, and I don't know if you guys can call. Down, boy. Down. George. Oh, George. Hey, whenever I mention dog, this is not a snub. I'm laughing a lot. I feel you. You guys that's watching us right now, you can't even recall a game that Dexter Lawrence took over when we played against the Giants. And he's been in the league. Y'all can put down how long he's been in the league. But Dexter Lawrence, yes, he is by far a real good interior player. But I don't think that you guys can recall a time that Dexter Lawrence, if we said, man, we got a chance to play against the Giants, right? Whether we had Cooper Rush, Benjamin Anthony, DiNucci, Dak Prescott, Andy Jones, and or whatever Andy last name. I forgot his last name. Y'all put down Andy last name. Is it? Y'all put it down. I forgot his name. The red gunslinger who didn't have a gun. All of those players, we didn't really care about the doggone Giants, and I can tell y'all that it would probably continue. Dalton is his name, right? Andy Dalton. I don't know why I'm calling him Jones, but Dexter Lawrence is by far one of the top tier premium interior guys that you can think of, right? And then Cam Hayward, he is pretty good, but when we play against the Steelers, we ain't worried about Cam, right? There's not tangible things that we can say that, yeah, hey, man, Cam Hayward, man, hey, he was nasty when we played against him, right? We don't even know who he is out there on the field, right? Now, Quinnen Williams, even though we've been beating the brakes off of Quinnen Williams and stuff, and Matt Castle, Morales, appreciate you, Alfredo, the Red Rocket, right? All right, so Quinnen Williams, he's one of the guys that, oh, my gosh, if the Cowboys can figure out a way to finagle the Jets and get him over here, hey, all will be forgiven of the Jerry Joneses in the last 10 years, Yeah. But Jalen Carter, he's been one of those guys. He's been one of those guys, and here's what I'm going to say. Carter is a real good example of a guy that's been notorious, right? And he's on an upward pattern, not a downward pattern. And the way he whooped up Zach Martin, we was all looking at it like, hey, Zach, it's time, dog. Regardless of the situation, it's time for you to go ahead and hang him up. But I would tell you, he is somebody to be worried about for the 2025 season, week 1. But we got our guys, BB and my guy Tyler Booker. I hope that these guys can come up with a game plan to slow him down. Leonard Williams, to a degree, Leonard Williams was a guy that I really wanted the Cowboys to take a real good look at when he was of the age of the free agency period. But he's been a guy that even when he was playing with the Giants, we really didn't have to worry about him. He went from the Giants, we had to worry about him. We played against. I think he played with the Jets. We ain't had to worry about him when he played with the Jets. And now he with the Seattle Sea Chickens. We still don't have to worry about him. All right, so Derek Brown, we played up against them boys, right? But what I'm getting at, all of these names do sound good. And I don't see a single Cowboy player up here yet. DeForest Buckner, we can probably still turn the blocks and get him. Jeffrey Simmons, one of my Mississippi boys. Hey, look at him, man. That boy was good, you know. But it is for what it is. Christian Wilkins, Vita Vea, I think that should be a little bit higher than where he's at. Justin Matabuke or Nanambe Matabuke, I think that's how you say his name. What happened to Justin? Did he change his name? I thought it was Justin Matabuke. I've been saying that kid's name wrong the whole entire time, unless it's another Matabuke. All right, Aleem McNeil, that's a real good pickup for the Detroits to have him, right? Hopefully my guy DJ can come on over here. Milton Williams, that's the New England guy that's going to be playing over there. Remember, he came from the Eagles. The Eagles fan base feel as if, though, they will not miss out on Milton Williams. Here's what Milton Williams did. When you had Jordan Davis and you also had Jalen Carter putting their bodies all over you, Milton Williams came in and as a rotational situation to alleviate all of those things. And he's been doing a great job as that rotational piece. One can argue that he had more of an impact at times than the Jordan Davis. We got a super chat. Appreciate you. Thank you so much for your support. Let me hear it.
Trayvon Williams, $20. Law, do you think it makes sense for the Cowboys to continue to criticize Diggs so publicly with no true backup plan in place? Until you've addressed corner, you still need Diggs. Love the show.
Hey, Trayvon Williams, appreciate you. Thank you so much for your super chat. I think that it would be crazy for the Cowboys to spit upon Trayvon Diggs, especially during this time. I don't get the notion to beat up our own, right? And there are ways that you can handle criticisms in a certain way where you can be objective to a degree, right? Objective criticism is a major thing that you must have. Like, for example, people think that I don't criticize Rain Dakota Prescott. But criticizing and telling the truth, critics, that's what you're supposed to do. So one can look at even Dak Prescott to a degree and say, hey, if I only want him to throw the ball 23 to 28 times, that could be considered criticizing, right? That could be considered me talking bad about Dak Prescott. But this is what I'm trying to get is the ultimate version of Dak Prescott, and that is me creating a framework so that he can perform at his ultimate peak. Well, the same could be said with Trayvon Diggs. For example, the last time we saw him out there on the field against the Giants, he held Malik Neighbors to 3 catches. He didn't get off on Trayvon Diggs. But once Diggs got out of the game, of course, and they stopped moving him on Diggs, the kid had over 130 yards, I believe. So when we start to look at the totality of everything, when we look at the year that he played before that injury, the ultimate time before he played before that injury, because he'd been hurt for the last 2 seasons, right, is that in that New York game against the Giants, didn't he have a pick or something like that? He forced a fumble. I know he did against the Jets. And both of those teams in 2023, because I got to go all the way back, was it 2020? Yeah, 2023. It started 2023 because he got hurt. People literally overlook these type of things. We were the underdog against the Giants. We were the underdog against the Jets. Even when Aaron Rodgers got hurt, we was considered the underdog. But I tell people this all the time. It goes into one ear, out the other, you know. Oh, the Cowboys, man, they ain't going to beat the Giants, man. The Giants came off of a playoff win. They did more moves that year, that particular year. They did more moves in the offseason. They had this, they had that. The moment we beat them, oh, man, y'all just beat the Giants. Anybody could beat the Giants, right? And they take out what the team was able to do by putting up 35 or 40 points. Anybody could do that. And then the following week, we were considered the underdog. The Cowboys blew the doors off of the Jets. I think it was 40-something. You know, they had the backup quarterback in. Oh, man, that's the Jets, man. They can't do it against real good teams. But on the front end, hey, it's terrible. Just like this season. Going into this season, ladies and gentlemen, oh, man, the Cowboys' schedule is tough, it's rugged, man. They won't be able to win X, Y, and Z games. They play terrible on the road. They play terrible at the house, blah, 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 blah. And then the moment we start winning, oh, man, they just didn't play anybody, man. You know, it's the schedules, you know, all of these type of things. So we don't get validations nor credit when we win, or we get all of the hate when we lose. It's just for what it is. Like, I can pull up 9 other or 8 other contracts that's higher than value than Dak Prescott contract. But what most people would do is, that don't understand the money of it, would say Dak Prescott is the highest paid quarterback in the National Football League, according to APY. But at the end of the day, because they're only looking at the $60 million, right? But if I were to tell you, would you rather get paid $60 million or $450 million? You know what I'm saying? Because there are literally multitudes of other quarterbacks ahead. But we'll talk about that on the stretch, though. But let's get back to the topic matter here, because I'm going too far in the deep end. We're going to spin the block on that, and we're going to come back to the money aspect of it. But no. We shouldn't be criticizing Trayvon Diggs as of now. Allow him to come back on good soil first, you know, and support your guy. You know, even though you may disagree with what he do, at least he's trying. I'm not seeing him out there racing in the streets or in the strip clubs, you know, even though his brother may be doing some crazy things. But at the end of the day, it will behoove you guys to be better, to speak life and positivity in Trayvon Diggs right now. Yeah, that's the one thing I'm going to say with that, though. Appreciate y'all. And the need to be right, I get it. A lot of people want to be right. Say, see, I told you, you know. And that's a whole nother conversation. You got Calais Campbell, who's 16. I mean, the man is father time over here. Yeah, no. And then you got Kobe Turner, who's 17th. John Franklin and Frenkel Law Firm is 18. Ed Oliver is 19. Zach Allen is 20. Zach Sealier, I can't even say, I hope I said that man's name right, is 21. DJ Reader is 22. We've been having our eyes and our heart set on this guy right here, because we know that we need big bodies down inside, someone that can help Mozzie Smith out and Jay out, so that we can get things going the best way possible, Cowboy Nation. In Eric Armstead, right? Grove Stewart. And then we got Osa Adigi Ozua, right behind Trayvon Sweat, who just drafted, and Byron Murphy, who was just drafted, and Jordan Davis, who's been drafted here, and Jonathan Allen and Javon Hargrave. And let me see who else. Keenan Brenton, and the Eagles got Oju Momo. I hope you say that guy's name, from Texas. With Osa being on the 25th spot of this list, I'm not mad. I'm not angry at it. I'm telling y'all that right now, that when you have a different philosophy, a principle, maybe, just maybe, he can gain about 10 to 15 more steps ahead of this.
So why is he left off? Possibly due to low sack totals, but the pressure metrics say otherwise. Third, lack of national respect for Dallas's interior. DL Cowboys' interior line often gets overshadowed by Micah Parsons and the edge rushers. This might be a good time to ask the audience, is Dallas doing enough to develop and feature their DT talent? New faces, Denzel Daxon and Donovan. Ezi Ruaku. Denzel Daxon, a Bahamian DT, joined the team in 2024.
Bohemian.
Still raw, but has potential.
Okay.
Donovan Ezeruaku, second-round pick in 2025, was ACC Defensive Player of the Year. These two could be wild cards in Dan Quinn's absence and Mike Zimmer's system. 5. What this says about the Cowboys draft and development Dallas has spent high picks on IDL, like Maisie Smith in 2023, but hasn't produced a dominant name yet.
Yeah.
Ask the chat. Do the Cowboys need to focus more on proven veterans at defensive tackle or keep betting on development? 6th league trends. Interior DL is deep and competitive. Names like Chris Jones, Quinnen Williams, and Dexter Lawrence continue to dominate the list. The league values interior disruption more than ever. Are the Cowboys behind in that area?
All right, so that's the AI, as it speaks on that, yeah. Oh, y'all want to give the AI a name? Y'all give her a name, and we'll vote upon it. Yeah. Yeah, AI, we're going to come up with a name, and we're going to come up with the name. Y'all put the name down, and yes, 1,000,000% right that the Cowboys need to value some outside interior guys to bring in. I think that when we look at everything, David, yes, Solomon is a veteran guy. Solomon, not the Temple, but Thomas. I want to put this on your mental, and I want it to absorb in from your temple that Solomon Thomas. And if you look at Jonathan Allen's production rate over the last 2 seasons, Solomon Thomas is literally up there with Jonathan Allen. So as a rotational situation, AI Tisha. Yeah, that's the name. AI Tisha, baby. I think Candy is already taken as a content creator here in the space. Candy is a wild AI name, So AI Tisha will be your new nickname here. All right. So from this day forward, you're going to be addressed it as AI Tisha, and it's AI Tisha. AI Tisha will be will be the new nickname. You know what I'm saying? So AI Tisha. Yeah. So we gonna do it. I'm see if she gonna say.
Itesha is my name now.
Tisha. Yup. That's your name now. Yeah. So we'll play around with that name right there. AI Teacher, read that. Yeah. Bland is playing nickel. Yes, he is playing nickel. To that point, we definitely. Boy, we wild over here. All right, so giving these circumstances, the AI Tisha, we want to talk about the money that we're going to save now, or the money that we got to spend, and then we can go to our other topic here. But before we go any further, I just want to get this going for anyone that's in the need of playing around with this.
Spartans!
Yo, if you serious about gaming, you need to check out the Turtle Beach Self 700. The headset is built for power, comfort, the hybrid leather cushion, metal reinforced design, the clean, lay flat look that made to last, the real magic, the dual driver that give you high definition 24-bit audio sound. That crisp, that footsteps, clean shot, 3D sound that put you in the game. And switching device easy. You can bounce between PC, PlayStation, and even your phone with Bluetooth. Thanks to crossplay, noise cancellation, giving you crisp, crystal clear, zero static sound. Game smarter, play louder, dominate everything. And remember, you're listening to nothing but the best. Let's get it.
No doubt, let's get it. So be sure to check out our sponsors, Self 700, Turtle Beach headset wear, and it will give you ultra clear triple HD sound with no static and all of that other great stuff. So if you are in the mood of playing games and wanting to have the best sound quality, be sure to check out the information that's in the description box so that we can get things going, baby, in the right way. Law for sure ain't playing AK. Wait a minute now. Hey, who knows? But I'm listening to the game, Toxley. Yeah. Watch the P. Hey, man, look. Let the AI talk about it, Let the AI. Don't beat me up on that gaming. Yeah. And my game handle for the PS is Laws Nation 24. So y'all look me up, man, and look at my scores and stuff. Laws. I feel like an old man when we start talking about these gaming systems and everything. But I'm quite sure that there's some 45 and 55 and 65-year-old gamers out here, right? Y'all let me know if y'all still gaming out here in these streets, man. Great commercial and production. Appreciate you, Big Sarge. Thank you so much for your support. Don't have me crying over here, ladies and gentlemen. Yeah, don't have me crying over here. Let's get to this point right here, Cowboy Nation. The Cowboys will, when I had money on the topic line here, the salary cap hit for Zach Martin is about $16.4 million. AI Tisha, can you break that down for us? Because we want to hear you. We want to hear you talk about these things.
Salary cap impact.
Okay.
Zach Martin's retirement $16.4 million cap hit in 2026. The Cowboys will incur a $16.4 million salary cap charge in 2026 due to Zach Martin's restructured contract from 2023. Void year strategy. To manage the cap, the Cowboys added 3 void years to Martin's contract, pushing the financial impact into the future. Blogging the boys' current cap space. Despite this future hit, Dallas has over $31 million in available cap space for 2025, providing flexibility for extensions or new signings. Defensive adjustments under coach Matt Eberflus, Israel Mukuamu at nickel corner. Head coach Matt Eberflus is experimenting with Israel Mukuamu at the nickel cornerback position during OTAs. Mukuamu, originally drafted as a cornerback, has primarily played safety, but showed promise in the slot during the 2022 playoffs. Defensive strategy shift. This move indicates a potential shift in defensive strategy, aiming to maximize player versatility and address depth concerns in the secondary. George Pickens trade dynamics acquisition details. The Cowboys traded for wide receiver George Pickens, sending a 2026 third-round pick and a 2027 fifth-round pick to the Pittsburgh Steelers. Public statements. Pickens publicly stated that he forced the trade from Pittsburgh, suggesting a proactive role in his move to Dallas. Offensive impact. Pickens is expected to complement CeeDee Lamb, potentially forming a formidable receiving duo and enhancing the Cowboys' offensive capabilities. Additional roster developments. Dante Fowler Jr. returns. Pass rusher Dante Fowler Jr. rejoins the Cowboys after a 10.5 sack season with Washington.
Pause it right here. Okay, so when we start talking about, she flustered over Eberflus, here's what I got. We still have enough money. After the $16 million is being accounted for, I believe, the 2025 season tomorrow, we still will be hovering around, I want to say about, let's see, we'll go over the cap. Let me use their website. We still be hovering around good deed of money. I think that when we look at everything and we start saying, okay, so what should the Cowboys do? There are 2 primary things that I want the Cowboys to do. One being the Cowboys figure out a way to sign Tyler Smith. Saw him this weekend. The man don't even look like an offensive lineman. Tyler Smith is damn near getting as chiseled as Tyron Smith. When you see Tyler Smith without all of the pads on, the man is in tip-top shape, right? I think that the Cowboys have a golden opportunity to get ahead of some of these contracts, meaning that when you look at the Bland situation, the Michael Parsons situation, the Tyler Smith situation, you got to get the framework going together. And if the Cowboys are really about sustainable future, go ahead and take care of business. You got to pay your debts. You just can't allow this to continue to pile up. You pay these guys for once early so that now that you can get a clean sheet of your financials reports for the 2027, 2026, 2027, 2028 season. Meaning that if you go ahead, David Jenkins said the line center is retiring. Why is that breaking news for the Cowboys? You know what I'm saying? Like, what do they got to do with us? The price of tea in China, you know. Jeez. If he retiring, you know, shout out to him, you know. But what they got to do with the Cowboys, you know. You get with me. Come on, David. You know. So this will be the solution. Come on, y'all get on the same page, man. Are we talking Cowboys or are we talking Detroit? You know. Jeez. But at this particular juncture, we got to figure out ways to elevate that part of this cycle, because you will be able to do more once you extend or sign players so that you can get someone in the building. And there's no particular order, but Ace Boogie says Micah, Tyler Smith, Bland, and Aubrey, you know, and that will be the situation here. And that's, the Cowboys will be good in that particular light. Now, granted, they did pick up a guy that the AI was bringing in, and his name is George Pickens. He's on a 1-year deal. Now, the odds of him being who he say he will be with the silver and blue and the star on the side of the helmet, I don't know. But one thing I can tell you is that when you look at this particular guy, and if you think about what we should be able to do from a scale aspect, from, dare I say, CeeDee Lamb, because we know he getting paid his bag, and Pickens, I know that he wants to get his bag, and he's going to perform crazily good, and it's a good thing for us. If Pickens come here and give us 1,100 yards, 8 touchdowns to 10 touchdowns, he's going to ask for a bag. But you don't want to go into these type of detailings and getting things going. Yeah. So that's how I'm looking at it, Cowboy Nation, is that if we can get in front of these contracts on the front end, we won't have to be worrying about it on the second end. And just for light, I want to, let me see if I can pull this audio up, because we talked about this earlier, and let me see if I can pull it up.
Of a Pickens that can take care of businesses, especially when it's one-on-one. And when we start to think about this and contextualize everything, we have to add in what Mina Khan said, right?
I'm really optimistic about this Cowboys offense. I love what these two receivers not only do for each other in terms of, you know, taking advantage of the attention that is given to each of them individually, but also what they do for the offense as a whole. So last year, Hannah, CeeDee Lamb, when he was faced single high coverage, was 4th league-wide in yards per game. George Pickens was 8th. If I know that, defensive coordinators know that, which means they're not going to leave their cornerbacks on an island against these two, which means the Cowboys' offense will be running into more favorable looks on the ground. I think they're going to face a lot of too high. And if that offense, if the run game can be more efficient, whoever becomes the lead back, whether it's Jaden Blue or Javonte Williams, then this suddenly, to me, becomes one of the more efficient and explosive offenses in the NFL. So I really like how it all plays together.
So when we talked about these things, and it seems as if though they're echoing the same thing that we've been saying. And here's what I love to put upon your mindset. You pay these guys early. You deal with the other thing that's going to be down the stretch, and that is Pickens. We got about, like I said, 32 million now, minus the 16, and then we can get things going. Dak owns a PlayStation, Nintendo Switch. Boy, y'all crazy. AI Tisha can connect your VR headset before bedtime. Well, y'all better leave AI Tisha alone, man. She doing a noble thing. And speaking of those things, before we open up the phone lines, I want to let y'all know that with Osa going into this year, after he got his bag, after he got his money, right? The same thing that we were talking about on a major scale with Pickens being able to help Lamb, on a minor note, I believe that Solomon Thomas will be able to help Osa. Because when I asked you guys 2 weeks ago, who's the guy last season that was behind Osa, right? And a lot of people couldn't even think of the name. They're like, I don't know, you know what I'm saying? And now this year, it'll be Solomon. He will be able to go in there and get things going the best way possible for this team as a rotational situation, not the end-all, be-all. And if he can give us 4 to 5 sacks, that will pay a lot for the opposing teams being able to just say, hey, we'll target this area and run at him, or we'll target that area and run at him. And if you see White Cotton in the field, he is one of those guys that everywhere he's been, they ranked out top 10 as it relates to defensive line stopping the run. So I think that the production or the productivity as far as us getting sacks would still be on the table. It's just that right now the unknown would be the aspect of, can we stop the run? Remember when I told y'all before we go into this Frenkel shoot right quick? Remember I was talking to you guys about money. So many people fail to realize that you can't pay the quarterback this, the quarterback taking up all of that money. Do y'all see Dak Prescott name on that list? So many people get caught up in the APY. And you can't win this, can't win that. And even there was a statement by Josh Allen talking about, hey, I'm going to take less money so that my team can win. Now, I don't know about you guys, but $330 million is all about how the languages of the contract is written, right? $330 million. Joe Burrow's $275 million. Trevor Lawrence, I meant to say, $275 million, right? These are all $250 million. $450 is half of it almost, and $330 is way over $250 million. Brock Purdy, Brock Purdy took less money, $265 million. That's not less money, right? Herb, $262 million. Come on, Lamar and them, $260, right? Okay, come on with it. And then you see Hurts, $255. $240 is where Dak Prescott is at. Now, to calculate 330, 330, because I'm going to go by the Joshua Allen contract, right? $330 million. Let me see. Do we go by this? We go by that. Hold on. Let me see. We go by that. And then we see all them zeros there. Can somebody do me a favor and subtract the difference between this and 240? Can one of my math people do a subtraction of that between that and Dak Prescott's contract? Roughly is about what? $60 to maybe $90 million difference, right? Right? Let me know in the chat. Let me know how much difference is that between Ace Boogie. Yeah, appreciate you. $90 million. Now, for example, for those who are out here stating this and that, if you are a millionaire in the chat, put one in the chat if you are a millionaire. If you are a flat out millionaire. Now, that's just $1 million. If you are a millionaire in the chat, put 1 million in the chat. Now, if you make comfortably anywhere between $50,000 to $150,000, put 2 in the chat. So Seabass is a millionaire, all right? Don't y'all know that even if you put 2 in the chat, your whole life for 30 to 40 years, you're trying to get to $1 million. You're trying to get to $1 million. You have to work 30 to 40 years, to get to that $1 million, even if you're making a $50,000 to $120,000, right? And people will consider, hey, man, you make $150,000 a year, man, you're making some good money, right? You would dream to make $1 million. Joshua Allen's contract is quadruple. It's crazy amount of difference between 90 to 1. Yeah. So, So, sheesh. So what I'm getting at is that so many people look into the contract and say value worth, this is not worth that, this is not worth this and that, and this guy right here, yeah. I have a net worth over 1 million, Toxic Tom. Well, hey man, I mean, I am going to Oxnard, Toxic, man. You can help a brother out, Quadruple is a crazy number that you can't even fathom, right? Sure, if a third of y'all right now make $1 million tomorrow, y'all be set for life. Y'all be set for life. Shoot. I want to be a non-millionaire, a non-millionaire. Yeah. But I have a house, so that helps a lot. Yeah. Hey, take out that HELOC, man, and hook a brother up, Toxic Tom. I'll pay you back. Yes, indeed. But neither here nor there. If you are driving and listening to this information and somebody jump a curve and they hit your car, or if you at work and you slip and fall and hit your knee or them hips, man, them hips, man, that injury can linger longer than what it's supposed to be. And if you fool around and hurt your back at work, hey, there's one call that I would love for you guys to make, and that is from our people right here.
It starts from the first phone call. Most of the time, you're going to talk to Gene Burkett, a 30-year partner. You're not going to talk to some employee that just got put on the phones that day.
There are things that are so crucial, especially if it's a cataclysmic event, to have our experts get out and look at the vehicle, witness statements, photos, the whole thing.
Call Frenkel first. Chosen by the people, feared by the insurance companies. Call Frenkel first.
No doubt. Be sure to reach out to our partners, Frenkel and Frenkel Personal Injury Lawyers, if you are in a bind. Remember, man, call them before you even dial 911.
And they understand the cost
that is involved. Yes, indeed. So be sure to reach out to our partners. There's 214 or 817, and all of the threes you can dial, Ice Cold says, my network is tied up with my 3 young boys. I feel you. Yeah. You can put a trust on it and put me on the policy too, man. Just put me in on that. Ryan Mitchell says, I have a 1 million on my goal sheet. Come on with it. If y'all hit that lottery, go and let me know. But neither here nor there. Be sure to visit our partners, FrankelFirm.com, if you can't dial that number. And if you can dial a number right now, dial 657-390-7391. That's my hotline for your mind. Come on with it, Cowboy Nation and everyone that's listening. I got from the 201. Just wait. I can't make this up. Yes, indeed. Just wait. You can book it. I guarantee it. You know, you can book it. Yes, indeed. Yeah, say it with me. An accident waiting to happen. Go New York, go New York, go. Go New York, go New York, go. 100 grand. What happened, man? Yeah. Dance.
Listen, man.
Yeah, buddy. Oh my goodness, man! You ain't stepping on broken glass over there, are you, man? And claim that law. Yes, indeed, and claim that law and shot at you now.
Sad weekend, man. You know, hey, they wasn't expected to go that far, though, law. You know, so hey, man, you gotta take your wins.
Yeah.
So where you can get your wins, man.
Yeah.
It wasn't expected to do that.
Okay.
So you know.
Okay.
Hey, you know. Hey.
Well, I know you back on Miami next year. You know.
Now the talk is Knicks fans more delusional than Cowboys fans? That's the talk right now.
They
that's
got
the
to
talk
be
right now.
They got to be for you to be a Knicks
years.
fan.
It's been 50 years for the Knicks.
50 years.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, 50 more than 50 years. You know.
Yeah, more than 50 years for the Knicks.
Yeah. 55, 53, 54 years, man. Come on with it.
So you know, hey. Back to Miami, man. But it's on the baseball, though. Let's go Yankees.
Oh, come on with it, man. But what you got for me, man? What you got for me, bro?
But here's the deal, man. No, contracts only get talked about when it's a Cowboys player.
Okay.
Nobody
So you saw
talk
that.
About these other they don't talk about these other contracts with these other guys. They don't talk about how it strings the team, how they're not playing up to the. It's only when it's a Cowboys players when they do this stuff.
Right. The strains.
Nobody's talking about my man over there that's for Cleveland who got paid all that money and how he ain't even in camp yet. What that would have been Michael Parsons. He ain't show up to OTAs or nothing. He wasn't there for nothing. What that would have been Micah, man. That would have been all over ESPN. He don't show up, and then he just get paid, and he ain't show up. Where's the leader for him?
Man, imagine.
Where's the leader at?
Imagine if Parsons was on a boat, right, with Lotto.
Oh, man, forget about it. Forget about
oh, my God. Imagine Parsons on a boat with Lotto and them. And, yeah, that'd be crazy, man.
They talk about it briefly, but they don't talk about it like if it was a Cowboys player, man. That would have been nonstop.
My God.
He don't deserve his money. Was the NFL going to step in? All of this stuff, man. They not even mentioning that with Stephon Diggs, man.
Yeah.
They just talk about it a little bit. We don't know what's in there. We can't assume. Oh, it would have been all types of assuming if it was Micah. Ain't no, we don't know. Man, stop it. Y'all don't, man. We don't know. We can't assume.
That
could have been candy. That could have been.
Let me get that Altoid right now, man. They give me the Altoids in the cheeks, man. I just need both of them. Breaking news. Michael Parsons is caught with Altoids and cheeks on the boat trip. Yes, indeed, boy. You know, they would have canceled the NFL. They would have canceled everything, man. And records would have been subpoenaed. And all of a sudden, surprise drug test coming forward right now.
Come on, man. All that would have been happening, man.
A random drug test, you know. I'll never forget Lamb to went off on a game, and then all of a sudden he was called up.
We got a drug test this man.
Hey man, we got a drug test you, Lamb. Come here, man.
We got a drug test this man. Come on, man. Zeke Elliott ain't been convicted of a crime or nothing. 6 games. 6 games. I expect nothing different. I want to hear 6 games.
Hey,
I want to hear it.
pink powder is the Altoid case. This is my guy Dre Maddox. Yes. Altoid, they dropping the ball right now because shoot, they should be having all type of commercials right now. Yeah, y'all need a spokesman because I definitely need to get the Oxnard. Come on, Altoids.
Yeah, Altoids, come on now. I can make it look good for you.
Yes, indeed, boy. You ain't lying.
I chop it up and all.
Hey, baby, split it in half. Add some baking soda to it, you know. But man, what else you got, man? Because I got a lot of people in here today on this beautiful Monday, man. What else you got, bro?
You know, but other than that, man, you know, I don't like the way they trying to prop Joe Milton up, and John Milton has made this major leap to second string and all this stuff. I'm like, can y'all just cut this out, man? Can y'all just cut this out? Let the man do what the man do. But here's what I'm gonna do. Just snap right back. Did you see the Playmakers video?
Yeah.
About how he was man, oh man.
Mm-hmm.
That's very encouraging there to see how he had George Pickens and CeeDee Lamb. He had Mango draw the play up, and you got to know everybody's position, not just yours as a wide receiver. The whole offense.
Yeah,
that's different, Law. I don't remember us ever doing that in the past. I think that's going to make our offense even more explosive because it's not just the quarterback that knows how everything is going on now. You got everybody knowing that now.
Yeah, and the craziest thing of it is that it's like what he was saying, as far as leadership and winning culture. Now all of this sounds great, right? But now we need to see it. But one thing I can say with the way that Shotty is going to every positional group, like he would talk to the water stand people, the towel boys and everybody. I think that he even talked to Law Nation when I'm out there, you know. So I think that is going to play a major role because he would know if someone is sneaking out on their workouts. You get what I'm saying? Like he ain't gonna say, he ain't gonna say what Mike McCarthy said. You install it, you call it. I'm gonna be over here.
No. But for the fact that going to every position and shaking people's hands, that's great. That's cool. That's wonderful. But to actually see, not only you're going to know everybody's position on the field. I just find value in that.
Right.
You know everybody's position on the field. So as you're running your route, you know where everybody's expected to be, not just what you're doing. That means ain't going to be no more freelancing. You need to do your job.
Right.
I think that helps Dak out even more because he don't got to worry about somebody doing their own thing.
Right. No freestyle.
And I think that also Michael Irvin said they were slacking in their practice, I think in the beginning.
Right.
He pulled everybody to the side and chewed everybody out about it. And ain't nobody say, all right, my fault for slacking. Because they didn't want to be the one called out for slacking.
Yeah.
So that's major too. Because everybody was saying, oh, are you going to chew these guys out? Are you going to be afraid? Are you going to be scared? That answered that question right there. This is his team.
Yeah.
That's very important as well. I feel like those are nuggets that if you missed it, you don't need to miss these nuggets. I think that's going to make a major difference, man.
No doubt, man. Good call, man. Thank you, man, for calling in, man. And
no doubt.
Go New York. All right, bro. Appreciate you, man.
All right, bro.
No doubt. That's $100,000, man, with a plan. Here's what I got here is that BBL air is crazy. Yeah, you need more than that toy with BBL air. Why my chat is such a wild chat, man? Y'all wild, man. Before I let 910 in, too cool, can y'all do me a huge favor? Hit the like button, share this content. You know, oh my God, boy, y'all crazy. Dak owns it. Hey, we need a Mendo shots, man. I got my guy from the 910. You in? Too cool. Talk to me, bro.
Hello, what's good with you?
Not much, man. Everything is working out well. How about yourself?
Hey man, listen, when 100 grand call and you see me right behind him or you see him right behind me on calls though, hey, you gotta call us in together.
Oh, okay.
Hey, nah, man. On some realness though, man. Hey, Dak Prescott best year. How many yards did he throw for? Best year.
It's argumentative. I asked ChatGPT, what is Dak Prescott best years? She generated 2016. She also, because that was the best efficient year. And then she talked about 2019 was like one of his better years. 2021, and then argumentatively 2023, the year that he was up for MVP. And then
how many passing yards did he have that year?
Which one? I had to go look it up.
2023 MVP.
MVP year. Oh man, somebody in the chat, man, y'all look up 2023's Dak Prescott stat for me. But what you getting at? What did you getting at?
So man, I'm thinking and I'm looking and I'm listening, man. I everybody on this run. I just need people to understand, man. When you look over there at Cincinnati, man, I argue, man, that CD Lamb and Pickens, man, by the end of the season, we probably ain't never seen nothing like this on the same team like that, man. Like, you think about it, Ferguson gonna eat,
right?
Whoever you put back on in the backfield gonna eat, cause you gotta respect them two receivers, and most importantly, you gotta respect CD Lamb. You gotta send two over there. Then Pickens eat, Ferguson start eating. The running back, it opens up the run too. A lot of people don't understand that. A lot of people look at the run to open up the pass, but when you got two dynamic receivers out there, it opens up that run too. Because I can make an argument that Chase Brown, that played for the Cincinnati Bengals, he's not a top 15 running back in the NFL. But he plays on a team where they pass a lot, and you gotta respect T. Higgins and Jamar Chase.
Okay.
So it opens up the window for everybody else around them. The Cincinnati Bengals' problem is their defense couldn't stop people from scoring. If the Cowboys was to run off with a 21-point lead, and we're talking just passing, then you can slow down and you can start running. Now it makes the team play from behind.
Right.
You're less likely to run the ball playing from behind, 21 points down, and now you're being forced to pass.
Right.
So that helps the defense at the same time. I just think sometimes when I listen to everybody, I think everybody kind of got the narrative wrong with we're gonna run, and it's easy for everybody to go out there right now and say that. And if I'm the head coach, I'm preaching that too. We're gonna run to that first game we play the Eagles, and you're gonna show me what your DBs can do. Because I take my two receivers over all four of your DBs back there.
Yep. Yeah, I feel you, man.
That got the quarterback.
I think that the efficiency level, like here. I think that Shoddy still is going to open up the pass, right? And I think that he's still going to give us equivalency of 35 to 4,000 yards in the air, right? But my thing is, can we run with a purpose? Can we have a planned, a decisive approach to things and not just run for a quota? And I think that that's what we're going to do differently. I'm not saying that we're going to run just to be running, because that was the old philosophy. I think that Mike McCarthy ran so that we can just be running because he wanted to fill in a quota. Now I'm looking at it like, hey, we're going to be running with a purpose, bro. That's all I'm looking at it from here.
Yeah, that's a good one. Hey, also, man, can you talk to Jerry? When you go to Oxnard, can you talk to Jerry? Like, man, you gotta start locking these contracts out, man, because let's just say, hypothetically speaking, even though I kind of believe it right now, let's just say the Cowboys go to the Super Bowl. Man, you got a lot of players on this team right now, man, that you got on 1-year deals, and let's just say they come here and they rejuvenate their career. Like, who you paying?
Yeah. I mean,
like, you're not even moving people out of the way right now.
Yep. We'll see, though, man. I appreciate you for calling in, fam. Good call from you, too.
All right. You have a good one, though.
Yes, indeed, man. Here, before I let the other callers on, I really appreciate you guys so much and for y'all support. And eventually you guys will see what I'm saying, and I hope that you guys take it from a different perspective. Instead of the Cowboys embracing me as a fan. They see me as competition. Unfortunately, I don't look at the Cowboys as competition, right? And there have been things that I can't say that will I don't want to outspeak my wisdom teeth. But I believe by the nation, by all of you guys, if we can come together and reach out to the Cowboys organization to have a different point of view at things, because I can give a point of view from the fans' eye, right? An objective point of view. And I just wish that the Cowboys organization and franchise can look at me as a friend or as a partnership, which they don't want to do, or as someone that can work with them, opposed to them trying to work against me. I promise you, I won't do the Cowboys any harm, but they do see me as a threat, and opposed to them seeing me as a fan or a person that can help. And I refuse to work under the umbrella of the Cowboys. Just because I'm still Law Nation. I don't want to change who I am authentically, but it's just from one of those things that I wanted to let y'all know, that I wish that we could have some things that we can look at from a partnership aspect versus from a competitive aspect. And I hate that the society is like that for the Cowboys, and I hate that it is like that. But unfortunately, I wish we had some things. It's a lot of battles that I don't talk about here, but there are a lot of battles. But AI did let me know it was the 2021 season, I believe, that was one of his most impactful years.
Dak Prescott's best season with the Dallas Cowboys, statistically and overall performance-wise, was the 2016 and 2021 seasons, but for different reasons. Here's a breakdown.
Come on with it.
Best overall season, 2021. Passing yards, 4,449 touchdowns, 37 career high. Interceptions, 10 completion percent, 68.8%. Passer rating, 104.2. Team record, 12-5.
Okay, so 12-5 was the team record in 2021. And what happened that year was the best year for the quarterback from a completion percentage and passer rating in 2021. But there were a situation whereas we had two weapons on the outside. We had Amari Cooper, and then we had CeeDee Lamb. Those guys only got a chance to play 7 games together. Now, can you only imagine if these guys had a longer stay? Meaning that you have been able to piggyback off of 1 year to the next. So 2021, then you add in 2022. So a lot of people looked at it from this angle, which was from a negative point of view, is that, we didn't win the Super Bowl the year that we had good stats or what have you in 2021. But you got to go further into the mindset, because 2020, you're coming off of a historically bad season, and as far as defense and a whole bunch of other stuff, injuries, all of that crazy stuff. And now you move to 2021. Instead of building off of that 2021 year, the Cowboys decided to break it down. Now, going back to 12-5 the following year, can you imagine if they, instead of breaking it down, if they were to continue to build, maybe, just maybe, you don't even have a 12-5 record. Maybe you have a 13-4. Or maybe you win 14 games, 14-3. Or maybe you win 15 games, 15-2. Or maybe there could be some different circumstances by you building upon that, right? Opposed to saying, okay, let's rip it all over and let's build up again. Most teams that comes off of a successful year, they tend to add to it, whereas the Cowboys tend to take away from it. And even though we had the same results between 2021 all the way up into 2020, I want to say 3 with 12-5, 12-5, 12-5, the overall standpoint was just a pile of troubles because the Cowboys never build upon those things. So we can argue that going 12-5 is just as worse as going 5-12 because you never build upon that. And that's crazy to even say it, but those are facts. I got my guy from the 214, Darius. You're live on the Nation, brought to you by FrenkelFirm.com. Talk to me.
My audio gets a little weird. Just let me know. I'll move out the way.
No doubt.
So just let me know. But yeah, you had a show with Jaden Blue as the thumbnail.
Yeah.
I want to say like last week, and you titled it something about the Renegade. And when you was talking about the Renegade, you inversely started talking about the defense.
Right.
And then you started pulling up the historical data in your words about where the Cowboys were ranked in defense, like from one year to the next.
Right.
And after you finished with that, I heard you say that the Cowboys ain't gonna be able to get a super fork, a super spoon, or a Super Bowl unless we make it within the confines of top 10 defense.
Right.
Now, I disagree.
Okay.
And so, case in point, the 2022 Rams were the 18th overall in defense, and they were 13th in the rushing defense. And that year they beat the Cincinnati Bengals in that Super Bowl.
Right.
On the opposite side of that coin, in 2018, the Dallas Cowboys had the 7th overall defense and 5th in rushing defense.
What year that was?
And 2018.
2018?
2018. Defense. The team was soft as baby shit. So that was the year. That was the year where we had the front seven was stout. They had D-Law. That was the hot boy era.
Okay. They couldn't stop the run. Now there are some opportunistic approaches. So you saying the 2022 Rams team, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so they had the Aaron Donalds, Bobby Wagner, Jalen Ramsey, Leonard Floyd, Taylor Rapp, and some more guys. So they did had the ability. I think they. Are you sure that they finished out overall? What did you say?
1,000%. You fact check me.
Okay.
Fact check me.
Hold on. 2022 Super Bowl. I thought they finished out I thought they finished out number 1 defense in the National Football League that year.
No, they was 18.
Where did the 2022 Super Bowl Rams defense finished out? Okay, hold on. And hold on. I'm typing it in now. Let me see. They're gonna pull it up in a few seconds, bro. I'm gonna let AI teach you. Look it up. Yeah. So overall, you're probably right. You know, they're not giving me a number. What site did you use?
I use ChatGPT.
ChatGPT. All right. Let me see. Because I'm quite sure because I was talking about
and
2021. 2021 defense won. It was 2021, not 2022, because they fell off that following year. Yeah. Did you look up 2021s?
No, I did 2022, the year they had won the Super Bowl.
I think it goes like, the NFL years, they
I see what
split.
you're saying.
Yeah, they split.
I see what you're saying. 2021, like kind of like a graduation.
Yeah.
So now, but like
it probably changes up everything, because I think that they won that Super Bowl and they like, and they went and got Baker Mayfield and a whole bunch of other stuff. Let me see. And let me see if I can pull it up. Hold on, bro. Ranked. Oh, okay. I forgot to put ranked though. I'm gonna see if they're gonna spit out some numbers.
I used 2 sites too. I didn't just go by.
Yeah.
I used 2 different.
Yeah. But regardless, man, they had Aaron Donald, man, and a whole bunch of weapons. Von Miller. They had me out there. Leonard Floyd. They had a lot of people, man. Yeah.
I get it. So this is my overall point about this situation. So
right,
like I said, with I'm just saying I disagree because we've had top 10 defenses before.
Man, we didn't have nobody close. I hate to cut y'all, but we had nobody close to that 2021 Rams defense, though, bro. As far as name recognition and what you look to do to fight and to beat that team, they had too many weapons, bro. But keep going.
No, you're right. This is my point. I feel like we don't have to have a top 10 defense. We can have the defense that we had in 2022. But the only thing we got to do is add to stop being able to stop the run when the other team wants to run. So on 3rd and 1, or when they need to run, not when they want to, but when they need to.
Right.
So on 3rd and 1, 3rd and goal, 3rd and short, 4th and 1, 4th and short. Those key moments, those key downs where they need to run in order to win the game. Then those are the times that we gotta be able to stop the run. You don't have to stop it all the time, but just you can have to take that same 2022 defense, but just add to being able to stop the run on key downs. That's what I feel like in order for us to win the Super Bowl.
Yeah, I mean, stopping the run is the name of the game, right? And most of the times, if you got a good team that can stop the run, and you can run the ball, then you're going to make it far, especially when they get cold and everything, because it is literally printing out the fact that you are a physicality team. You're a physical team, right? So I look at it like the 2018 team, like those numbers could be obscured to this point of degree, whereas if you already got the lead and you already winning in those particular aspects, teams forget to even try to run the ball because they're trying to catch up. So teams shy away from running the ball. And if you are running the ball on the other end, that's controlling TOP once you get the lead. So, I mean, football is weird in that particular fashion, man. But I think that if the Cowboys can just get back to the basis of us with the ability to run the ball and to stop the run, then we can go for this team, man, for the foreseeable future, bro.
So now I'm gonna say this last point because I know it's gonna kick me off.
That's good.
Now, and by the way, the secondary was pure ass. That was the Jeff Heaths and the Chidobe Awuzie. I just want to add that in there because I get that. But the last point that I want to make was you also was talking about I guess you was talking about Dan Quinn, but like as you was explaining like the history of the Cowboys defensive rank. You was talking about how Dan Quinn was a sabotage man. I want to add to this. If Dan Quinn is a sabotage man, I feel like you conveniently left out 2021 defense, 2022 defense, and how they performed in the playoffs. You put a lot of weight on that Packers game in 2023, but you leave out. But I also want to add, because you give him the nickname of the sabotage man, well, let's not forget Folan, Mike Nolan. Nobody ever mentions
that's hogwash from going from 2020 to 2021. You know, I get it. You know, you in return had to play last place schedule, right? So you didn't play first place or second place schedule from what the teams played in 2020. And on top of that, you got to add in we're coming off of a COVID year. Most of the guys didn't get a chance to interview. It was just 2020 was a horrid year to grade anybody off of anything, right? I mean, that was the same year that even we beat the Atlanta Falcons, Dan Quinn team, you know, based off of Dan Quinn's defense of letting people come back at the end. You remember, you know? But I get what you're saying overall. Dan Quinn, I'm not saying that he's a terrible coach, but what I'm saying is from a principle aspect, he's never been known for stopping the run. And he's been known for losing games with big leads, right? And not being prepared all the way. If you look at his resume, you know, and this has been documented that he's been terrible in those spaces. But hey, I'm glad that he's no longer here because we don't have to worry about that now, right?
Don't forget about Mike Zim.
Yeah.
Mike, you gave Dan Quinn the sabotage man. What about not him, Mike Zim?
I mean,
he's not here.
Everybody that's not here now is the enemy, and everybody that's not here now is the enemy. What you getting at?
I just want to hold these other defensive coordinators that was ass. I want to hold them accountable as well.
I mean, you got something in on Dan Quinn. He gonna call you up for the staff. What's going on?
Listen. I feel like Dan Quinn was too many people give Dan Quinn such a bad rap, but they leave out Mike Nolan, who was historically ass.
I mean,
and Mike Zim, who was historically ass.
Bro, even if we had top 10
we not
defense
gonna
in
talk about
2020, we wouldn't have been able to win anything. Boy, we was terrible that year. But I appreciate you, man. I thank you for calling in, fam. Appreciate you, bro. Oh, my God, man. That's Darius, man, from the 214. What you want? Do y'all put a 1 in the chat if y'all want Dan Quinn here as your coach now, right? Like I don't know. Put 0 if you don't want him here. I don't know. The thing is with Dan Quinn, it's been well documented that he's changed the old folks say ride the horse you rode in on, right? Love, or Luther say, or somebody else said, love the one you with, right? We went into the postseason, and the last tape that we saw of Dan Quinn is that he changed the entirety of the defense, right? He changed everything. And the thing is, he changed literally everything. Like, we didn't even play that way, and he changed out that. And it could be due to Stephon Gilmore being hurt. I don't know. But it was literally Dan Quinn changed out everything. All right, so let me ask y'all this. What would have been the incentives for Dan Quinn to win that game? If he's already going to accept a job elsewhere, what would have been the incentives, right, for him to give all of his efforts, the team that he went to, that he wanted to say to everybody, hey, I'm getting my flowers now. I done flipped over a team that was historically bad, right? And the same team that they done fired me because I lost to the watermelon kick, I get a chance to be the defensive coordinator here, right? His ultimate goal was to always be a head coach. So at the end of the day, I get it, man. I don't know whether or not, if you watched Washington tape last year, I think that most people was looking at the fact that Quinn was moving around a lot. They was trying to do something differently, but the defense was still an issue for the Washington team, right? It wasn't like, hey, man, that Washington defense is crazy. They live by the gun, they die by the gun, which was the INTs, the fumbles and stuff like that, scooping scores. But when you get down to a game where you really got to play some sound defense, all I know is the other team put up 55 points on them. So a good defense is you don't get 55 hung on you, right? You don't get 40 hung on you. Good principle, solid defenses, you can at least hold teams to at least 20, you know. But you get 55 and 40 and all of that stuff is crazy. Now, that's just part of the problem with the Cowboys. The other part of the problem is we didn't run the ball, right? We couldn't run the ball. So if I was the owner, operator for the Cowboys after the Green Bay loss, I would have acted off of emotions. I get it. Jerry Jones probably didn't act that way. I would have said, you know what? Let me just clean up the entirety of the house, because offensively, we didn't perform well, and defensively, we didn't perform well in that game. We can point the finger at Dak Prescott. We can point the finger at Dan Quinn, but somebody's head should have rolled off of that game, right? But Jerry Jones, they didn't fire a single person off of that playoff loss. We went into a season with Mike McCarthy on a lame duck year with the expectations of still winning the Super Bowl. Right? We still had the expectations. So, and we had no linebacker. I'm 205 pounds. Don't y'all know? I'm 205 pounds. I'm as light as they can be. I'm the smallest person, the shortest person in my family, right? At 205. And they had literally a guy playing linebacker, my height, well, not my height, but my size, at 205. I'd probably give him 10 pounds, 215, against professional athletes. Can y'all imagine that the expectations for us to win is still the same? That's crazy. That's crazy. You know, so I don't know whether or not the Cowboys had a good structure in place. But boy, we know how to play the blame game. Front office didn't do shit about Dan Quinn defense. They needed a linebacker all that year, and they used Bell instead. And shout out to Marquise Bell. But at the end of the day, these gonna sound like excuses, but you can't win that way, bro. You definitely. Buffalo showed us that NFL, middle linebacker that year was crazy. All right, I got no clone Tyrone from the 202. You live on the Nation. Talk to me, bro.
What's going on, Law?
Hey, man, all is well. I can't complain, bro.
Man, shout out to what you do. Shout out to Boss Sports, Boss Cowboys. Shout out to all the content creators, doing what they doing, especially you.
Appreciate it.
Y'all like I don't understand why the Cowboys organization can't look at it from a perspective as, what you give is good content, and not so much as good content is feedback where as though they can, you can accept what you can accept. Like what you say as far as talking about the Cowboys, you don't talk about the Cowboys in a bad way. It's like trying to downgrade the star. It's like you add into it. It's like what you said about when we had Amari Cooper. We only had him for 7 games.
Right.
So my biggest fear, I love everything that we're doing right now as far as Pickens being here. And I appreciate it. Like me personally, I'm gonna go ahead and say I appreciate everything. You don't even watch ESPN no more. I tune into you.
Appreciate it.
You know what I mean? But as far as my biggest fear is them doing the same thing they did with Amari Cooper.
Yeah, with Pickens. Yeah. Right.
That's my biggest fear. But the upside to all of this is Pickens is a dangerous chess piece, and what I mean by that is whether he on a 1-year rental, this organization don't look at this star as the fans, because this whole fact, the way I see it with content creation and how y'all move, it's a family thing. You know what I mean? Yeah. We just want to see the Cowboys do better. You know what I mean? That's it. So it's just I just wish that they looked at it in a whole nother perspective, because we're a fan of the star. We're not a fan, until he realized the fan base as a whole, whether we dislike Prescott, whether we love Prescott, whether we dislike Jerry Jones, whether we love, Larry loved Jerry Jones, or whether we love his philosophy. Yeah. I just feel like if they look at it way more different, this organization as a whole can be a dangerous organization. We can be a dangerous team. It's based off of just one move. You understand? Just based off of this one move with Pickens, we are the talk of the NFL right now. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I just feel like if they look at it in a better perspective, the team as a whole can be way better.
Yeah, just morale and confidence, man. And I think that overall, when we talk about these things, we are saying it from the heart, right? And we ain't under nobody's payroll, only our strength and our sweat equity that gets us out there to do these type of things, so y'all can hear the real voices of reasons there. You know what I'm saying? So that's all, man. And I really appreciate you, man, for your flowers on everything, bro. And come on with it. Yeah. Turn ESPN off and watch Law, unless I'm on ESPN.
Yeah.
If I'm on ESPN, if I get a chance to be on ESPN, then turn it on. But in the meantime, turn on Law Nation Sports, and then turn on all of the content creators that's watching in this space, bang. Appreciate you, bro.
No doubt.
Thank you for calling in, fam.
DC for life.
No doubt. This is my guy, No Clone Tyrone. And I really appreciate y'all so much, man. I love y'all to the stars and back. But what I'm getting at is that we can literally have the impact to change if we can continue to have the competition there, regardless of the situation. If we can continue to have competition, and let me pause this video right there. Let me rewind this video to about right here. It make no sense for the bleachers to be this empty, you know. And that's crazy. I know we wrapping up over here that day, but it should be people all in the stands here. But last year was nobody there. People were pissed off after that Green Bay Packers game, right? And for us to go into the season, everybody was asking me, hey, are we going to pay Dak Prescott? Tell me the real deal about Dak Prescott. CeeDee Lamb wasn't there, right? Lamb came a little later. But what I'm getting at is that the Cowboys do these things on a consistent basis and expecting new results. But we were not getting results, right? And those are the realities of it. The Cowboys have every chance and a possibility to bring forth the right players in the building. We got $32 million right now. It won't be hard to go get a Jalen Ramsey. It will not be hard to find another veteran one tech that you can bring in now. It won't be hard for you to sit down wherever they may be at, on their yacht, their boat, sailing across the world, or whatever they may be doing, setting up Hootie and the Blowfish at AT&T Stadium. It won't be hard to jump on the phone to get Tyler Smith contract done, right? To get Deron Bland contract done, to get businessing, you know. But at the Cowboys' expense, they like to stretch and pull this out. I know that Parsons is in Spain somewhere, Rio Madrid Parsons. But at the end of the day, pay that man so that when it's time for us to get out here, we focus on the main thing. And the main thing will be the Cowboys unified under one team, under one voice, under one coach, but they make it such a difficult thing, you know. The stadium should be empty, laughing all loud. Yeah, it's rough, man. Because here's the point on how support's supposed to go. And let me tell y'all, here's the point on how support's to go. I want you guys to support me, right? I want you guys to understand that I love you, you love me. And we both love the Cowboys. So based off of their record, which has been 30 years, 30 seasons, just because they are doing something bad collectively, I still should be able to give y'all the information. You guys still should be able to support me when we losing or when we winning or when things are at a draw. The support should never stop, right? 0-0. Dan Quinn sold us out, Johnny Blue. You ain't lying. All right, so when I'm talking about these things, and I appreciate you so much, Johnny. When I'm talking about these things, speaking of Blue, how can we say not show up to Oxnard, not show up to the game, and Blue had nothing to do with this? He couldn't help that he was drafted by the Cowboys, right? So he's want to give his best foot forward, and y'all still mad about what happened 30 years ago, and he said, hey, I'm here now. What I got to do with the pains of the Cowboys? I'm Jadon Blow. George Pickens, what do he have to do with the 5 and 10 years ago what happened with the Cowboys? So how can you not show support to those boys, right? Just as well as not showing support to me based upon what the Cowboys do, right? So that's where we have the issue at with Cowboy fans. We get so much in our feelings that, yes, I'm pissed off that the Cowboys lost in the postseason in 2021. But it's a whole new year. Yes, as a fan, we supposed to be angry and upset, but we don't supposed to stop supporting the thing that we love. Who knows? Look, Mozzie Smith walked around with his head down. Lift that head up, man. We support you. You got every opportunity and a chance to do something crazily this season. What happened last season, bro. Keep your head up. Those were the words from Law Nation to him. Man, the fans got your back. But we still looking for a one tech, though. You know what I'm saying? But there's ways that you can do these things. You don't have to say, oh, man, he's trash, man. He can't bust through a wet paper bag. All of these things, you know? But at the end of the day, the support don't supposed to stop. I don't have billions of dollars, but I can guarantee you, Law Nation Sports was following and supporting this team before Jerry Jones picked up the phone to buy this team. So I can't stop loving this team because of his decisions. Now, granted, since he's been here, he is known for the Cowboys. Granted, I loved every Super Bowl that happened under his watch. But before I knew who Jerry Jones was, I knew the Cowboys, right? So those are things that I look at. I may not be as old, as gray as he is, but I've been following his team before he bought the team. So my support is not tied to the relationship handle of Jerry Jones. And hopefully, if the good Lord, the grand creator, allows me to outlive Jerry, I will still be here in the same capacity, right? And that's the same for the quarterback. That's the same for the running back. That's the same for all of the players that lifted up that Lombardi trophy the last time we were watching. So that's where support's supposed to be. But some people who profess that they are diehard Cowboy fans, right, to say that they will be DC for life, they are the fake ones because they are not Dallas Cowboys for life. They are Dallas Cowboys with conditions. If we win, I'll support, I'll wear my silver and blue. If we blow out this particular team, I'll support and we'll do the X, Y, and Z. So at the end of the day, it's DC for life. We locked in. Cell block 24/7. We only get 1 hour of sunlight time coming in there. You know, we locked in for life. Cell block, you know what I'm saying? Ace Boogie, cell block 192. Sean D, cell block 154. You know, we locked in for life. But some of y'all on parole. Some of y'all are out. You know what I'm saying? Some of y'all are asking to be released. Not me. So when I die, make sure y'all put a star on my tombstone, right? If not, I'm going to be coming out hunting y'all. But the Frenkel fans looking, they wanted to get out. They looking for parole. They looking for early release. They looking to snitch. Yeah. They looking to snitch. They saying, yeah, such and such then did X, Y, and Z things, you know. But nah, for the real ones, we locked in for life. We complain about the food. Yeah. We ain't going nowhere. We complain about the amount of time they allow us to play, but we ain't going nowhere. We ain't getting up out of here. Yeah. We locked in, and if we get out, we trying to figure out a way to get back in there. Ain't that right? I got my guy from the 484. You live on the Nation, man. Talk to me, man.
What's up with you? What's up with you, Law?
Not
What's
much.
Hoodie chat? Hoodie in the building.
Hoodie, what's good with you?
Here. Got a few videos out, but I'm just gonna get to the point.
Go ahead.
Everybody's talking about, you know, we got to stop the run, and we need to get we need to get another DT. I want everybody to go back and look at film of the Saints game, the Lions game. Our problem wasn't the DT. Our problem was the edges.
Oh yeah.
That's why you got him on Galen. That's why you got a Donovan Ezeraka. Our problem was the edges.
You know one thing, not to cut you off, but Parsons once Law was released, right, and gone to another team or whatever it may be, they said that there was a lot of hero ball, that the outside containment edges, they were not doing containment right, that they were freestyling. A lot of those players, they didn't buy in. Look, when Zim first got here, he said, man, look, I don't want to rock the ship. I just want to come in and just let the leaders who lead, right? And me to just implement a few things. He already knew what was up, right? He already knew that, hey, it was a 1 year deal, one off. I get it, you know. If I'm not going to get offered the head coaching job, they're not finna fire Mike McCarthy. I'm just here not to rock the boat and to get a little money on the side, right? You know, it was a good thing for him. But there were a lot of hero ball, and if you look at that big play that I believe they're on the end around, one of the safeties, they didn't do the containment right on the high side, because when you have foresight, your responsibility is to stop the run too. It is not to be playing hero ball. But go ahead with your point though.
So you know, if we just go back, if we just take a step back, right, and actually analyze everything that we've seen up until now, right. We analyze everything we've seen from last season on up to now, right.
Correct.
D-Law was what, our best run stopping edge, right. And the last time I saw him make a great run stop was in the Seattle game, 2023. That was the last time I saw him make a really good run stop when it was necessarily needed. You know what I'm saying? When he popped Zach Charbonnet in the backfield. That was the last time I saw that. I haven't seen that anywhere else. We're talking, like, most of us talk bad on Mozzie. Let's be honest, Mozzie kind of did his job. He ate up double teams when needed. Granted, it was only in the NFC East teams. You know what I'm saying? But he ate up double teams. He was a big dirt of trash, a big old trash can full of dirt. You know what I'm saying? And he allowed our edges to get home. He allowed that. So I'm not gonna cast disparagement on Mozzie just because he's not a Vita Vea, because he's not the Jones guy from Kansas City.
Chris
I'm
Jones.
Not going to cast, I'm not going to disparagement on the young man. I'm gonna give him his chance, just the same as we got to give Tyler Guyton his chance. Everybody's not going to be Tyron Smith. Everybody's not going to be Aaron Donald.
Right.
That's just not how the world works. But they could be the best versions of themselves. And hopefully this season we'll get the best version of Mozzie Smith. I think the run, I think stopping the run, like Kenneth Murray said, it's a mentality. And you should take it personal. You should take it personal if a team can come in and gash you for 195 yards. I don't care if you are Derrick Henry. You should feel some type of way about that. You really should. There should have been absolutely no reason why Kalen Carson gets stiff-armed all the way to hell by Derrick Henry, you know what I'm saying, trying to bring him down. Should be no reason why when the edges should have been set. So before we start looking at the interior of the defense, let's look at the exterior of that defense as well, because those edges did not do their jobs. Now, my last thing that I'll say is this.
Right.
When it comes to running the ball, everybody's talking about personnel. Do we think Miles Sanders is the guy? Javonte Williams, Jadon Blue, even Phil Maffa.
Right.
This is how I know we will have a better run game, because it's not about the players that we have. It's about the coaches that are going to coach.
Yeah.
What was the point of getting Clayton Adams? What was the point of getting Connor Riley? What do they both have in common? Connor Riley had a hell of an offensive line and a good run game at K-State. Yeah. Clayton Adams had a number 3 offensive line and a number 3 running game in Arizona. Yeah. That's where I'll leave it. I'll leave it to you, Law. The Basement Boys is up.
Yeah.
Let's get it. DC
No doubt.
for life.
No doubt, man. That's a good call from my guy, the Hoodie Kush, man. The Basement Boys are up. And while he was talking, I recall doing some research analysis, man, on some of this stuff. And I know it's going to sound like me leading y'all into these type of conversational pieces. But he was right, man. Those outside runs was killing us. And normally linebackers supposed to be where their feet at, and if we can get linebackers to play better, then we would see better. Trench warfare games, all won and lost down in the trenches. I get all of that. But if your guys are pretty much in the gap and there's 2 or 1 of them guys on them, and if you're anchoring in and doing your job, then that's what your linebacker is supposed to scrape and feel. Now, our biggest impediment on this team been linebackers, man. And granted, Mozzie is not a world end-all be-all. He's not a world beater, right? But when he was talking about that, it went back to this game right here that I retweeted and I reposted this, and this was many years ago. I think this was the year we played the Bills. I said, Cowboys, Mozzie Smith is not responsible for those outside runs, y'all. Stop bashing your own after every loss. Now, if you guys can look at that, do y'all see where those 5+ yards are coming from? You see what I'm saying? And let me know, is that on the edge or that's on the interior, right? I need to know. I want to know. I got to know, because this guy ran for 25 carries for 179 yards and 1 touchdown. I need to know from y'all, do y'all see where the yards were coming from? Like the interior, like, of course, they got a few of them, but they popped them on the edge. And I encourage you guys. I guarantee y'all, if y'all just sit back and watch the effing tape, right? Ain't cuss, I'm saying effing, right? If you sit back and watch the effing tape, go watch that Green Bay Packers game. Let me know where they're running the ball at. You know what I'm saying? On the edges, man. We had no edge control. Go back and watch the tapes, man, where they were running the ball. Look, I get it. Everybody, mama, uncle, cousin, Tupac, and Biggie climbing out of the grave want us to get a one tech. But what I'm telling y'all, if we can get a linebacker that can play with his hair on fire, right? Y'all seen some photos and pictures that I put out there with Rolando McClain, right? And I think that if Overshawn never got hurt, that would have been good. But Rolando McClain was the guy that was really plugging and chugging, right? But we only had that for a Costco sample size for 1 year. And then he got hooked up on the scissor, right? We know what not Sam Williams, but Sean Lee, he got hurt. LVE, he's hurt. You know, he got hurt. We've been banging the table for one tech. But we need to bang the table for God to allow these linebackers of ours to stay healthy with the mindset to hit, you know, to be where they feet at, to cover every blade of grass. But when we start talking about one isolated situation, we do narrow it down to Mozzie Smith. We do. Collectively, even me to a degree. But at the end of the day, I encourage y'all, I behoove y'all to look at these particular charts and look at where those running games are all coming from. You know, it's on the edges, man, and no edge control. You know, no edge control at all. I even did a video, if I can pull it up and find it for y'all, about the edges of them popping it out on the edge and getting upfield and players playing hero ball. Now, granted, I know people will lump in Parsons, but any great defensive coordinator would know, put a linebacker on his side. If he's going to be on the edge, put a linebacker that can scrape and get there, you know. I got some more people to come in. I got Cowboys Roy. I got 469 Lokes, so hold tight. And I got 240 Trayvon. I think that's your name. But Cowboys Roy from the 603, you're live. Talk to me, man.
Hey, Law. That's what women. That's why women use that hair gel and stuff to get them edges under control, man. So because they're growing all wild and stuff, man. When they go to the beauty parlor, they gotta get them edges under control, man.
Yes, indeed. Gotta get them edge control, man. You know,
gotta
have wigs.
And you know what the answer is, Law? Is if we switch to a 3-4. That's the answer. I know we don't have our defense line is too small. We are too height weight. We averaging 6'3", 282. We have the smallest D line in the NFC East. And you got linebackers, Micah, Easy, playing defensive end, Fowler.
Who gonna play zero?
Linebacker.
You go 3-4. Who gonna play the zero?
We would have to trade for one. We would have to trade.
You gotta do it. Yeah.
I mean, but really, we're too small, man. You ask, the edges have them. All they want to do is get upfield and get to the quarterback, and that's where the edge control comes in, man. We gotta have. You gotta have some people that stay there and hold containment. And if your linebacker / edges aren't willing to do that, then just gonna get run on.
Yeah,
going to get run on.
Here's my biggest hope, though, for the 2025 season, is that if our linebackers can just stay healthy, bro, I think that we will be able to see a little bit better return on the run stuff, right? Because I think teams they do plow up in the middle for 3 to 4 yards easily. But then what really get us is when our lighter guys in the inside get washed inside. You know, linebackers, you got to have a little size, right? And you got to get to that edge and you got to come down and hit. We can't allow the people come to us. So I think that we should be able to be a little bit better if the linebackers can be solid for us for the 2025
season.
Law,
I want to run this by you, man. Run in '95 when we won the Super Bowl, you know we was ranked 16th. In run defense, but we were 3rd overall in defense. 3rd.
Wow.
So the number that Darius, I think, was giving us a little misleading, because you got to have an overall
overall
defense that's ranked top. Yeah.
Yeah.
So we were ranked 16th against the run, but 3rd overall in defense.
You know why?
And,
There's two things that travel though, bro.
Yeah.
Yeah. Run game and defense. Them the two things that travel. Yeah. Man, man, they hating on you, man.
Too small.
Oh my God. Man. Oh, damn. I mean, you're speaking too much truth, man. They got you up out of here, man. The rings was falling out before the time kick away. But from the 469, what's on your mind?
Yo, good afternoon, Law. How you doing, man?
Man, doing good, man.
And I hope you're having a blessed Monday to you and all the many Cowboys out there, fans. I drew real quick, Dean, and I'll let you go, man.
Good enough.
And I'll say it right here. If you cannot hold accountability to your mistakes or imperfections, you will never succeed in life. And let me say this to say this.
Yeah.
I think and I'm gonna keep harping on this. Accountability is not a lot of people can own up to it, Law.
Oh, you ain't lying.
So if you cannot accept accountability for your mistakes, you ain't going nowhere. You gotta be able to be coached in life,
right,
or in anything, right? Yeah. And perfect example is this. I used to work with kids a lot because I was in a program to take care of the boys, make sure they're like Boy Scouts, basically the Boy Scouts of America. I think it's called something else now, but basically something we all see is how every parent teaches their kid different, right? If you can definitely see from a well-mannered kid to being respectful to everything,
right,
to a very undisciplined kid going out there, the parents not saying anything, but you see what the foundations are, right? And that's my point. So if you do not have that,
the conference has been locked.
Or to be doing your stuff in order for your your own kin or your team to succeed, you ain't going nowhere.
Right.
And that's what I think Shoddy's doing. Because I'm gonna say this now, and I think this is a bold ass take, Law. I think that by the end of the year, Shoddy's gonna have basically what Nick Sirianni wanted to be with the Eagles.
Right.
A player's coach. And one thing that I feel like Cowboys players are doing is gravitating towards Shoddy. And one thing that I love that Michael Irvin said is he's calling people out on the board. I mean, yo, CeeDee Lamb, Mingo, come up here. Draw this play now, not just your X and Y. Y'all got to draw the whole play. You know what I'm saying? Like, and that's against, I don't know who was there, but that's how Michael Irvin said it. That's with everyone looking at the team. So that's saying, hey, even though if you're a 5th string, a 6th string, 1st string, I'm going to call you up and I'm going to hold you accountable to what I'm teaching here because I want y'all to succeed. I'm not here just to, get a check. That was cute and all. Jason Garrett did that for 10 years. Mike McCarthy did that for 5 years. I ain't there for that. I want to win for y'all. And something that I think Cowboys are finally driving towards is dang. I mean, I don't know what it is, but I think Vach touched on it weeks ago. I mean, on the video. Shout out to Vach. But when Shoddy was in that meeting room, and he says, oh, yeah, we were talking about the George Pickens and everything. And then I was like, when have we seen a coach come put some fire in the ass to the front office to get some help? You know what I'm saying? And that's saying something. So that's not saying, and that's saying something because, I mean, if it were me, Law, and damn right, not everyone's saying, but if it were me and the Jones coward me tomorrow for $1 million check and I didn't have no experience to do anything, shit, you all right? Hey, whatever you want, Jones, whatever you want, Yeah. But he's taking out there the risk of taking the accountability. If things go wrong, I'm accountable.
Yeah.
If things go right, I'm accountable. And that's what you got to have in a team. Not no Nick Sirianni looking out there like a crybaby or whatever. I don't know what Eagles coach, but basically the Eagles is a bought team that the GM has, made, right?
Yeah.
I think I can even coach the Eagles team and put them in the Super Bowl. But one thing that Shoddy is doing is he's finally putting the pieces together for this team. And that's all I got.
No doubt, man. Good call from you, man. Yeah. I mean, we got to defend what we got, right? But we got to also adhere to other teams that they defend with what they got, right? And by it being such a long one, of course, our initial statement on this team is once a player is here, we will hype them, and then after a year, then we'll beat them up, right? And I'm not beating up Andre Booth or what have you versus like what we beating up Mozzie. But what I'm getting at is that other teams, when you look at their off-season hype, they continue to hype that particular player throughout the entirety of the year, right? He gonna bounce back. Like when, for example, I'm using the Eagles for example. You couldn't tell an Eagle fan on this side of the earth that Slay is trash, right? You couldn't tell an Eagle fan that Bradbury was trash, right? You couldn't tell an Eagle fan Jalen Reagor until after they realized, damn, they needed extra help, that he was trash. They were like, hey, man, Reagor better than X, Y, and Z. Reagor better than CD, right? But that's just how they roll over there, right? I'm not saying that we need to be as crazy as them, but it just goes to levels of, like, what we would do opposed to, like, other teams would do, right? Like, low-key, when you look at Jordan Davis's numbers and stats and all of this stuff, they ain't got it. But they understand the cost, right, that's involved with it all. And it's just crazy how you can look at one base to another. And the Giants the same way, the Washington the same way, right? You can't tell them that their guys are not good right now. They're going to be forever wilding over there about how good JD5 is and these things is over there, what they doing. And especially of what the expectations are too. Be for their wide receiver core, right? But it's a whole nother storyline. Yeah. Man, yeah, my guy Beasley. Bad Dog would say that Tiki Barber is better than Emmett with a straight face. With a straight face. I'm sitting here like, I'm going back and forth with my guy Bad Dog, and he with a straight face saying that Tiki Barber is better than Emmett Smith. For real. And on top of that, just to add into extra layers, y'all reach out to Bad Dog and ask him, who's better, Troy Aikman or Eli Manning? He will go to his grave saying that Eli Manning is better than Troy. You know, it's just crazy. I'm for real, man. Real story. True story, by the way, you know. And don't let him get to talk about Dexter Lawrence and all of those boys, you know. But at the end of the day, boy, we would never, right? Yes, indeed. And I know it's crazy, but, you know, it is for what it is. All right, the next caller I have here, and we're going to get them on. Appreciate everybody for tuning in and being part of the nation here. I got from the 240, you're live on the nation, brought to you by Frenkel Firm and Eli Manning being better than Troy. You live. Talk to me. 240, you live.
Law, what's going on, man?
Oh, what's good with you, man? Talk to me, man.
Man, this is Trayvon, man.
Trayvon.
I sent you the super chat earlier today about Trey Diggs, and I appreciate you taking my super chat.
Man, appreciate you. Man, you related to him? You close to him or something? What's going on?
Nah, but we DMV kids. We both from the area. So
you know Foot's take on Trayvon then.
Yeah. And that's sort of kind of got me asking the question, because at the end of the day, right, the dude's under contract. You don't have an appropriate backup in place right now. So since you don't have an appropriate backup in place, your take was perfect in my estimation. You can't keep taking shots at guys that you ultimately are going to need on the field unless you're about to, find some other maneuver. If Ramsey's in here, say whatever you want about Trey Diggs. But
right.
I don't think it makes any sense for us to take shots at our own talent and then expect them to go out on the field and perform at a high level. It just feels like we're hustling backwards when we do stuff like that.
Yeah, as they say, never argue with the cook. You know what I'm saying? You never know what they're doing behind it.
Big facts. facts, big facts. So something for us to be thinking about, because I feel like over the last 2 or 3 weeks we've been taking a lot of shots at the guy. But if that guy grabs a pick 6 in November, you're not gonna care whether or not his rehab went well or not. You're gonna say touchdown Cowboys and be clicking your heels. So who cares?
Look, that same take, bro. I kid you not.
Mm-hmm.
I'm selfish to a degree. Mm-hmm. When I saw Parsons, like, I envisioned him being a linebacker for this team, right? Height, size, and what we drafted him for, right? But my stance, as you've seen, it changed because I really wanted him to be a linebacker, right? And but our need at edge rusher is higher than linebacker play. And the Cowboys look, we drafted Parsons as a linebacker because we had a hole at that linebacker spot. Put it like this, we still technically, until Overshawn and all of these guys can give us results, we are still having a deficit at that linebacker spot because we can't, for some strange reason, draft linebacker. I thought we had a solution with Parsons, but it never materialized, right? But we needed sacks, and sacks are important in this league. But go ahead.
Sacks are important. You actually dovetail nicely into what I was just about to bring up with regards to the linebackers, because you spoke to an ongoing issue at that position.
Right.
And I'm not riding for the guy, but it's amazing to me how quickly guys are front of the line, and now all of a sudden now the special team guys. What happened to Damone Clark? Like I mean, you look at a guy, and a couple of seasons ago, he's a 100 tackle guy. I know he had come off some injuries and different things like that, but we went from being a 100 tackle guy playing 17 games to just being obscure. Like, I don't know anything about, did he fall from grace? Did the personnel change? So I'll leave you with that. Just wanted to throw that out there because the guy just completely fell off the radar, and I'm not really sure why. But love the show, man.
I appreciate you, man. Thank you for the super chat too, man. Thank you for calling in. Great points. I'm going to elaborate on both of those things. Being able to talk to Damone Clark, he's in high spirit. Right, he's in very high spirit. That's Damone Clark right there. The thing is, when you have a different direction, right? We talked about 3 different coordinators in 3 years and stuff like that, but we overlook and overshadow the guys that was here, that was during that process change, right? Now, I think that when we lost George Edwards, I think that Damone Clark was in the building learning from George Edwards. And then we went into a phase whereas we had a guy who literally, I'm not beating him up, Scott McCurley, trying to teach someone linebacker play, but never played linebacker. So it is very hard to say whether or not those belief systems got in the way or skill set got in the way or things like that got in the way. But what I'm telling y'all is that when you look at Damone Clark, his drop-off came when the drop-off of coaching also came. But that sounds like a legitimate excuse, right? But also, these are facts that most people don't want to hear when we start talking about linebacker play. Health played a major role with Damone Clark. I don't know if you guys, no sponsors in the building for Damone. He got to start off with every ground that he got to walk on by himself. I'm the first to tell y'all, he's on thin ice because at the end of the day, everyone have a reason, but results are what matter. And if he can't deliver and he got no sponsors in the building, you got all of the new blood like Sanborn, you got Kenneth Murray, you got these are homegrown guys from the other previous regimes that they're going to give a shot at first. Then you have special teams. Can Damone Clark give you special teams? I don't know, but Buddy can. Now, is it the other side of it? When you start looking at linebacker play, Mears Leofow, the other guy, Overshawn, there's an old saying, if they are the same, then I play the youth. So why not, if Mears Leofow is out there performing at a higher level than Damone, give me or performing at the same level, give me the youth. Because I drafted him, the last administration drafted him, and they're going to want to see what product that they have out there that was drafted. So those are the things that we're going to be looking at. So with Damone Clark, drop off on all of these things, it could be just a situation whereas he didn't fit the last year's system. And by Mike Zim not willing to shake or rock the house, he said, I'm just going to roll with what we got already. And Damone Clark, unfortunately, fell right up into that situation. So we'll hope, man, we'll see what he's going to do, but he did fall off real crazily. The other guy that he was talking about with the whole aspect of Trayvon Diggs, I'm not from DMV, and I give it what Foot's take is on the DMV guys once they get money. If you from DMV, if you from that area, let me know in the chat. Shout out to you all. I heard that there are some great things to do around there in that city, right? But people move differently when you get paid your coins, and I hope that Trayvon Diggs is not falling under that situation. But I'm more of the belief of I give the man allowances because of the fact that injuries plays with a psychological thing, just like with Damone Clark. He re-hurt that neck psychologically. Hey, I'm not finna come down, hit and feel. And that never been the case nor the scenario with Trayvon Diggs. But all I'm saying is you guys better be careful of the people that you fussing at that's fixing your food, right? That's all I'm saying. And there's some people right now being drive-through talking recklessly to that Popeyes lady over the intercom. B, I told you 3 pieces of the biscuit. Why you can't get that? Okay, all right. Okay, you gonna holler at me? All right, wait till you get them tater logs. Yeah, wait till you get that damn 3 piece in the biscuit. You getting some extra spices on yours, you know? So, hey, I'm not finna do that. What's up with all of the zesty? What's up with all of the zesty stuff that's in the chat, man? What's going on with the zest word, man? You know. Yeah. But shout out to Zest. You're not fully clean unless you Mondo clean. You know what I'm saying? Look, until Zest fully is able to send me some corns, man, we need to see Mando in here. We don't need to see no Zest in here. Come on with it. If y'all talking about that now, if y'all talking about the other version of Zest, then that's something else, man. I got from the 409 D Shift, and then I got the 206, which would be MJ. But D Shift, you're live on the nation, brought to you by FrenkelFirm.com. What you got?
Hey, what's up, Lo?
Not much, man.
Man, I was listening to the whole contract thing, man, and kind of an interesting thing, dog. Like you look at you got maybe 4 guys if you count what you got to let go of what Zach Martin's money. You got maybe 5 guys that are being paid pretty good money, so you still got room for 2, 3, 4 more contracts. And I think
right.
The Cowboys are always kind of in that position. So if they want to holler money, I mean, you're at the back end of Dak's deal, so you should be good for another 4 or 5 years going forward to be able to just maybe rent some guys every year or just have quality guys. I think you're DT, a cornerback, something. You just got to put money into that. Going back and looking at those teams, man, you talking about the Marinelli teams. Not a lot of good defensive tackles, man. Linebacker play was pretty good with Sean Lee when he was able to play. But I'm thinking what you're hearing from Sanborn and Murray. Hopefully some real linebacker play that we haven't. We saw a little bit with Kendricks and all.
Right.
But hopefully what you got coming in with Murray, some real linebacker play, Sanborn. Maris, your young guys really haven't had veterans they could learn from. I was listening to Prime and Asante Samuel talk, and Prime was talking about how, when you get to the league, coaches don't really teach you anything. It's really the players that teach you everything. It's either you come to the league and you got it or you don't.
Yeah, I saw that. I like that olive branch that they put out there, man. That was really dope, man, for them to just give us an insight, man.
Eric, Old Head Young Bull, Stuart,
$9. So yeah, man. So moving forward, man. Hopefully this last thing I'll leave you with. Hopefully the stuff you hear about Miles Sanders, him looking good, man. You might find something with the running backs. Because I think what you have in your offensive line, you haven't really had 3 great All Pros since you lost that trio. Yeah. Once Frederick start going away. So if BB could step up and Booker can be who you think he is, then maybe that kind of might affect some things, and you might have one of these running backs emerge. So man, good stuff as always. Appreciate you, bro.
No doubt, man. Shout out to you, D.
Cowboys out.
How about him, man? Good call from him, and salute to Eric, man. Thank you for your support bro. And shout out to Dak Owens, man, always putting out the promo out there. Yeah. So appreciate you, man. AI.
Shop Mando. Get $5 off your starter pack. You want to be in control. Promo code LAW.
Yes, indeed, girl. See, AI Tisha, y'all better leave AI Tisha alone, boy. Shoot. Yes, indeed. But I mean, he's right about it. He's right about all what he was saying, as far as the Cowboys heading into this year. Paid his boy, but y'all crazy, man. Shoot. Yo, you mean y'all crazy as hell. Let's get my guy on from the 206 MJ. You're live on the Nation, man. Talk to me, bro.
What up, Law? How you been doing, brother?
Man, doing good, man. How you been doing, bro? I haven't heard from you for a minute.
Oh, I've been checking you out. Just been working.
Okay, good.
I was like, I came on too. I was like, damn, Law locked the box. So yeah, I've been doing good. Hey, but you make good sense, Law. You know me. If you go against me, Philly, Redskins, Giants, anybody. I'm gonna still brag on my 5 Super Bowls. I've been to 8, 7 Super Bowls. So, and like you say, if you want to brag on championship games in the 80s, went to 4 NFC championship with Danny White. So I done seen it all. So I'm gonna always stay for my team. Like you say, there's a lot of Fairweather Cowboy fans. They really not Cowboy fans. The only time they're gonna call when we win it, when we lose it, you know, it's like if I go on a basketball court with you, and you already panicking because you might see one big man. That one big man might be.
You hear him? You hear them? Hush your mouth over there. Keep going.
Hush your mouth. And you know, it's like you go on the basketball. I don't want you to play with me because I already know you already lost. So when you get on that court and you looking up and you see a big tall guy and you think you can't beat him, man, you the weak link.
Yeah.
So Cowboy fans, you gotta stop worrying about you know. And my boy, he was on one of the shows and they was agreeing with the Philly. Man, them receivers is not better than CeeDee Lamb and this kid Pickens, man. Y'all crazy. Devontae is cool, and that dude, man, y'all finna see something. Y'all about to really
on paper.
See.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Look, if my boy, before he got hurt, the last number 13, he had over 1,000 yards.
Yeah. Are you talking about Michael Gallup? Here's my take on the Eagles, man. Before I let you go, bro, they do have good wide receivers, but we're gonna be better. We're going to be better. You know, as a unit, I get it. I like what Smitty can do. I like what AJ Brown can do. Shout out to him, Mississippi boy. And my road tie guy, you know what I'm saying? I like what Jahan Dotson was able to do. I don't know if he's going to be their third wide receiver. Dallas Goedert, he's nice. But the only thing that I'm concerned about with the Eagles is the run game. I'm not they can have literally Jamar Chase and AJ Brown. I'm not worried about that. I'm worried only about or have concerns if we are able to stop the run. That's the only thing. In the visionary of Jalen Hurts' ability to run on the edge, that's something that you have to worry about too. But overall, nobody's worried about the aerial attack.
Yeah, thank you. And you make a good point. The edges, it was killing us on the edges. I was like, why we can't stop the edge? But because everybody's playing hero ball. Yeah. And when you play hero ball, that's how you get beat. But now you got fast linebackers that want to come down and hit you. And the scheme this guy got, man, do y'all understand what we just got? You got one of the best defensive coach. one of the best linebacker coach, one of the best D-line coach. The secondary coach from Chicago was very good too, and the safety coach. He making safeties that y'all never heard of in Chicago good. And then on the other side, the same thing. Man, that's right there.
But Marv tells the truth.
Success. Now it's just up to the players to do their assignments, and you will go. And then before I get off here, I was watching tape. Y'all need to go watch tape. And I was watching tape up the middle. If Dak Prescott middle is safe, he's going to tear you up, bro.
No doubt.
I'm telling you. It's the middle. Because if you get that middle penetration, that's what
Michelob Martini Marv.
have the worst. If you don't get no middle with these big boys in the middle now, and you can tell they ready, everybody hungry, they finna shut a lot of people up. And all you Fairweather fans, please don't say you're a Cowboy fan. Because I've been watching you. I see how you come on this phone. You hate on the Cowboys. You hate on the players. Man, give the players a chance. If they not good, then oh well.
Miller
We'll get
Lite
another
Mimosa
player to
Marv.
take his spot. That's it. And I'm going to tell you one thing, like I said, the guy already richer than you. The guy y'all be laughing at, he sucks, but he's a millionaire. And I ain't gonna cuss.
Yeah.
You at home broke and hoping you had their money. So man, chill out. Let's cheer for our Cowboy. I've been a Cowboy all my life. Just to let y'all know I'm 62 years old. And when you see me, Law saw me, I look like I'm 30. So that way I do the dietary laws. I stay in shape and I don't do with that foolishness y'all doing, smoking and all that foolishness. That's why you look like an old man. So get your head right. Let's go Cowboys. Let's go Law Nation. And my show is called MJ Tell the Truth Cowboys. I'm going to tear you up if you come on my show talking stupid. I want positive. Cowboy fans is tired of us letting these fools talk about us. And like you say, Law, it's been the 30 years, man, the 30 years we had a future. Man, we had so many chances to win Super Bowls and make it to the Super Bowl. We just choke. Just call it what it is. Tell the truth. Our fans choke.
No doubt, man. Appreciate you.
Cowboys. Let's go, Law Nation. Salute.
Salute. 62-year-old MJ. Yeah, come on with it, baby. Y'all better watch out. Slap your neighbor and tell him, yeah, MJ. 62 years young. Come on with it. With that Porsche 911. Yes, indeed. That's MJ right there, man. When we get out to Oxnard in L.A., he going to let me push that whip all around the city, man. Y'all better watch out. You better watch out. Yes, indeed. With that being said, I got Rico from the 984. You're live on the Nation, man. Talk to me, man.
What's going on, Lord? How you doing, man?
I'm doing good, man.
Oh, that's good. I'm glad to hear that, brother.
Mm-hmm.
You know, Cowboy fans always talking about players, competing better players. I don't get into that, because all are professionals. Everybody's not going to be Pro Bowls. And no team in the NFL have Pro Bowls, all pros at every position. Every team has
Pepper Steppers, Marv.
If you look at the Eagles, Eagles have been turned, but they're outside rushers. They're okay. They're not what we got. So every team has weaknesses. Every team does.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm going to say this again. When I look at the Cowboys, and I look at why it has been a 30-year reason why they choke, if we want to call it or come up short, whatever word any fan wants to use, because the team is not on the same page. If you look at every coach from Wade Phillip, especially once Bill Parcells left, Wade Phillip, he didn't hire his own staff. It was always somebody that Jones was picking for. So the defense offense never mirrored each other. It was always something off balance. Jason Garrett, same way. He couldn't pick his own defense coordinator. We had Lane Kiffin and Monty and this one and that one. Everybody is never on the same page.
Right.
You look at Mike McCarthy. It was like that for a minute with him. And then when he put his foot down, they gave 1 year. And then as soon as that 1 year came short, lame duck season. Now Marty knows football. His father, everybody know his father. His father is one of the highest regular season winning coaches in the league between Cleveland and Kansas City. Just they got to the playoffs. It was either Buffalo or somebody keeping them, or Dan Marino keeping them from winning. You know, John Elway. So the man knows football.
Okay, break it down.
Dallas has talent. And I listen to what Michael Irvin's saying, and I see some of the things Marty's trying to do.
Right.
Because pressure, because like you know what I'm saying. I see it, but the thing about it is.
In closing.
Again, we know who's going to get in the way at the end of the day.
Right.
Because we know for a fact, and this is a part that no Cowboy content creator don't want to talk about. We know them Joneses will be in that meeting room the day before the game. We know certain players that should be on the field won't play not because the player, the coach don't want to play the best player, because of politics. Until we get that out the way, fans, it's the same thing gonna happen again. And the reason why I'm beating that, because I'm tired of it. I love the Dallas Cowboys. I'm 51, 50-something years old. I've been known for a long time. I've seen it that lows and highs. We keep blaming all the other players.
Right.
And we keep it's not the players until the Joneses get completely out the way. We're gonna fall short. Unless you catch lightning in the bottle. I mean, that's gonna happen, but that's it, man.
Come on with it. We got blue lightning in the bottle, baby. Appreciate you. Thank you so much for calling, Rico.
Yes, sir.
Yes, indeed. That's Rico, man. We're going to catch that blue lightning in the bottle. That's the only way, y'all. All right. And then I got JD from the 214, man. You're live, JD. Talk to me, man.
Man, what's going on with you, Law?
Blue Magic. Yeah, man. Everything good, man. I can't complain. What you got for me?
There we go, man. Man, all I want to say is that I love the video that Michael Irvin put out.
Yeah.
You know, just as far as, you know, the recent coaches, I've never seen that where they get the, you know, the legendary Cowboys and things involved. You know, they always going to pull up to the Star because, you know, they always welcome by Uncle Jerry.
Yeah.
But, you know, just him saying that he got to see CeeDee Lamb and, you know, going up to the board and, you know, they learning all the routes, and you got to draw all the routes out and figure out where everybody else is. I think CeeDee Lamb is prepping to have a special year, you know, because I can't help but to think about when they asked Puka Nacua how he got to meet Cooper Kupp. And he asked him how he got the Triple Crown, and Cooper Kupp told him, you know, I learned all the routes. I know where everybody is, and I know how to get open. So you're not going to be in my way. If you're in my way, it's your fault. You know what I'm saying? So I think CeeDee is going to have a real special year. And I know it's early and it's easy for everybody to be optimistic. The season ain't started yet, but I can't help myself, man. I'm a big Cowboys fan, big CeeDee fan. And, you know, last year he showed me his toughness, you know, playing through that injury. And that really meant something to me as a Cowboy fan. And, you know, if he can preach that to everybody else, man, I think he's going to have a special year, man. So that's all I wanted to say, Long.
Man, good call from you, man. Thank you so much, JD. Let me expound upon this. The thing is, and I appreciate everybody, man, who called in today. Man, we had some good callers today, man. Y'all give me who was the best caller, and we'll see if we can chop that up and put it out there for the universe to see. My thing is with Lamb fighting, playing through an injury, and even as it relates to last year, we wasn't on a winning sides of the culture side of it, and because of a whole bunch of other stuff. But that's a noble thing, very noble thing. And our Cowboys been fighting. We fight for our contract. We fight for the field. We fight for the fan respect. We fight for the 30 years and the 25 years and the 20 years and the 15 years of lack of productions and stuff like that. So it's good to hear and see the Cowboys moving in a proper way to get these skilled players, playmakers, able to look at things. There's been a lot of issues with yards of separation. There's been a lot of issues with, hey, at the end of practice, I go my way, you go your way. Well, according to most people now, that's at the Star, that the culture is changing. Now, granted, we had to all wait and see, right? But you got to feel some type of goodness about going into this season. Now, I'm not beating up anyone. who looks at it like, man, this is the same old Cowboys. I'm not beating up my guy Toxic Tom, who said, hey, words are cheap, right? Yeah. Actions is everything. Measure man not by his word, but his actions. But everything that you guys see and everything that you guys are eligible to hear started from words. In the beginning was the word, right? And y'all can finish the rest off of it. But words, sound is everything. So we going to speak good things and positive things, and we going to watch and see these things being materialized and manifested in a good way, Cowboy Nation. That's how I'm looking at it. Appreciate everybody, man, for tuning in. Be sure to hit the like button. Continue to share this content throughout the day. Help grow the nation. And as more and more information come around, we will be presenting it to you all. Let's go, Cowboy Nation. On my way out, if I missed anybody, super chat, let me know. If I missed your support line, let me know. But I think that the Cowboys, we are operating, we're moving a whole lot differently, and I think that it's all starting with the words of the actions that the Cowboys front office is trying to do of giving Shotty a chance at it, And hey, what's that? And the word was God. Okay, all right, and let's go, Cowboy Nation. Mama said there'll be days just like this. If she said it, and y'all know these days are near and short, and they are long. But even in those times, what are we learning? Accountability is one. One day at a time is another. Understand the cost. The road to 6, Ace Boogie. Appreciate you. Remember, stay Mundo fully clean, right? New house, Mundo. Fully clean. And we ain't finna be talking about Happy Pea Month around here. No. The only pride that we have right here is the beat of our hearts. Yeah, that's the pride of the Cowboys that we have. Right? And this is one of the longest months of the year, right? How many days do we have in the month of June? Y'all ain't finna be having me talking about the Skittles and all of that stuff around here. No. Mundo. Yeah. We want to continue to grind it out. We want to continue to fight. All is accepted here. But we're not finna bend and change our ways as man to be soft. Right? No. Appreciate you, Jacob. Appreciate you, Sadiq, on the way out. Boy, I love it. Let the AI speak on.
Jacob Jackson, $19.99. It was great meeting you at Buddy Johnson's event.
Come on with it.
If it wasn't for you, I wouldn't have known about the event. I was giving out the popsicles. I'm forever grateful.
Oh my goodness. And those popsicles, organically speaking. Yeah. And I think, hold tight, because I want to bless you back. And I appreciate you, Sadiq. I appreciate you so much for your support and your love and adulations. But give me a couple of seconds here on the extenuant outgoing, because I taken a picture of something and I wanted to be out here on the forefront.
Sitika Charles, $10.
Come on with it.
No, you got all the super chats, including this one. Be safe.
Man, I really appreciate that. Let me see if I can get it going before we depart. And I thank everyone for being here. Shout out to you, Angie, the rebel chick. Appreciate you. Thank you, everybody, for jumping in. All right, let me pull this around. Pull a string and I wink at you. I'm your puppet. Thou shalt decree a thing in it. All right. We going a little, hey. He said zesty popsicles. No. They was delicioso, if I could say so. And I want to expound upon these right here. If you guys may, that's his popsicle. Taste the beat and lick the rhythm. I'm gonna repeat. Taste the beat and lick the rhythm. Go to www.hiphopHooray.co or give my brother who just sent me $19.99 for your mind. Let me rewind this outro music. Give my brother, my dog, a call. Now, George, don't you start barking over there. I just said dog. Don't you start barking now, George. Jeez. George, I was just calling him my dog. Down, boy, down. Give him a call. 855-239-9996. Give him a call. And taste the zest. Oh my gosh, man. That's crazy work. But give my guy a call. Support him. He shook my hand while we was out there in Oxnard. I'm not Oxnard, but at the Buddy Johnson event. I'm thinking about Oxnard. Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. But give him a shout out if y'all can. Support his business.
Taste the zest.
No doubt. But go and support that brother. But Mama said there'll be days just like this. And if you want a thing bad enough to go out there and fight for it, to work day and night, to give up your time, your peace, and your sleep, if all of your desires of it makes you quite mad enough that you don't get tired, and it makes you hold everything tawdry and cheap, if life itself seems empty and useless without it, and all that you scheme and dream is about it, if you will gladly go out there and sweat for it, fret for it, or plan for it, or lose all terror of your mind, if you would simply, just simply Cowboy Nation and everyone that's listening, go after the things you want with all of your capacity, strength and sagacity, with faith, hope, confidence, and stern pertinacity. If neither cold or the poverty or the famine or fame, sickness of body and brain can turn you away from the things you want, if dogged and grim and besieged and beset with the help of Almighty. With the taste, the beat, and the lick and the rhythm, you will get it, Cowboy Nation. That's all I have to say from there. Be sure to check out my guy and his website. Man, it's always a noble thing to seeing other business owners out there. Let's get on up out of here. One love, DC for life, not for short. That's been my time. I really thank you all for yours. And remember, you're listening to nothing but the best. Let's get it. Come on.
I wake up, flex, I'm down that check. No drip, this
tell them run it up,
no
baby.
sleep, no rest.
Happy Monday to you all.
Stretch, tell them run it up.
I wake up,
flex, I'm down that check. No drip, this tell them run it up. No sleep, no rest. Might crash, might wreck. But first I stretch, tell them run it up. 9 out of 10 roll through my hands, I'm by my lonely.
Come on.
Turn to a savage, now my baby wants to hold me.
Yeah.
I love my fans, don't need no friends, I got my homies. Thought I could trust you, I find out you tried to zone me.
Don't zone me.
I'm number one up on that court, I'm Nick McGrady. The first one in, the last one out, can't call me lazy. Put in my hours, send the invoice and they pay me. I need 6 rings like MJ.
Law Nation, baby.
I wake up,
Law
thumb down that
Nation.
no drip, this
Tell them run it up.
No sleep,
Imitated but never duplicated, baby. Stretch.
Tell them run it off. I wake up, thumb down that check. No drip this. Tell them run it off. No sleep, no rest. Crash my but first I tell them run it off. Gon' make me take that trip way out to Europe.
Give me some reasons why people should subscribe to Law Nation.
Boys don't come to play, you should get worried. One false move, find yourself
15 great things about Law Nation Sports and why you should subscribe. 1. Unmatched Cowboys coverage.
Come on with it.
Law Nation Sports delivers consistent, in-depth coverage of the Dallas Cowboys, from breaking news to game breakdowns, making it a must-follow for any true fan of America's team. 2. Authentic voice of the fan law, speaks from the heart and as a fan, giving honest, passionate takes that resonate with the audience. You're not just getting corporate media talk, you're getting real football talk. 3. Film breakdown excellence. With elite film analysis, Law Nation breaks down all 22 film and key plays to explain what's really happening on the field.
Come on with it,
You'll
lady.
walk away smarter about the game every time. 4. Football IQ Builder. Whether you're a casual viewer or a student of the game, Law teaches concepts like coverage schemes, offensive alignments, and draft strategy in a way that's easy to understand and impactful. 5. High-quality live streams. Live streams on YouTube are interactive, professional, and engaging, featuring fan call-ins, reactions, and real-time community responses to breaking news and games. 6. Community-driven Law Nation Sports isn't just a channel, it's a movement. The community of fans is strong, supportive, and engaged every step of the way. Seventh player and coach Respect Law doesn't tear players down for views. He critiques constructively. That integrity has earned him respect from players, coaches, and analysts. 8. Exclusive interviews and insights. You'll get access to interviews with players, former pros, and other analysts, along with behind-the-scenes insight you won't hear from big media. 9. Daily content drops. There's always fresh content, news updates, film sessions, reaction videos, live streams, and even shorts. You'll never feel out of the loop. 10. Collaborations with top creators Law connects with other major Cowboys voices, like Voke Lombardi, Skywalker Steel, and Foots to King for epic crossover content. 11. Draft and scouting expertise.
She got to get that man name right.
From combine season to draft day, Law is a trusted voice, breaking down draft prospects,
come on, AI teacher,
and potential fits.
All right.
12. Entertainment plus education Law brings a blend of humor, hype, and hard facts, making football talk both fun and insightful.
Keep going, girl.
13th track record of Accuracy Law Nation is ahead of the curve on many team predictions, player evaluations, and front office moves. He does the homework. 14. Multi-platform reach. You can catch Law on YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and more.
She called that man Voke Lombardi. That's funny.
In, no matter where you are. 15. Built from the ground up, Law Nation Sports is a self-made, independent brand. Subscribing supports someone who truly grinds for the culture, the team, and the fans. Why subscribe if you want to? Be first to know Cowboys news. Learn more about football strategy. Join a community that lives and breathes Cowboys football support. Authentic content creators. Then Law Nation Sports is where you need to be. Hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications. You won't regret it.
Man, come on with it. Ooh-wee. Come on with it, lady. Yeah, yes, indeed. Yeah.
AI giving Law that digital head. Again, I love Law Nation. I don't see anything wrong with.
Oh my goodness. Look, Angie, what you done started? Hey. Oh my gosh. Virtually. I'm stroked over here. Come on with it. Mama said that would be days. She didn't say nothing about days being like this one, though. Oh, my gosh, girl. Can you say that again? Can AI Tisha, can you respond to Angie again? AI, where you at? And breathe you in. Say that again. Oh my God, I didn't know you were gonna respond like that. Sheesh. Computer love. And you. That's wild, baby. Don't let the street lights hit you all alone. Hey, AI Tisha, hey, you gonna say that one more time? Say it one more. Wait a minute.
AI giving Law that digital head. Again, I love Law Nation. I don't see anything wrong with it.
Layer 2. And remember, sounds of soft souls. And another one.
Finding you was the one I love. 7 wonders all in one. All in one.
Come on with it. Hit you all alone.
You know it's dangerous to go alone. Don't let the street lights hit you.
I be on layer 2. I follow wherever you go, whatever you do.
If a paper crane can fly, then gravity doesn't feel that.
Come on, Seabass. Appreciate you. Thank you. Appreciate everybody for jumping in. Shout out to you, Darian Posey. Thank you, Young Star. Appreciate you, JF, Big Dial. Appreciate you, North of the Border. Appreciate you, Johnny Blue. Trayvon Williams. Eric, appreciate you. Jacob Jackson. Last but not least, Sadiq Charles and Angie, the Rebel Chick. Appreciate y'all, man. Thank y'all.
And they understand the cost that is involved. There's 1,000 of you. I said
The longest outros in the land.
Ushers, close the doors.
Come on with
Close
it.
the doors. Close the doors. We all gonna leave together. There's 1,000 of you tonight, and those that are watching. This is a small seed. If I get 1,000 online to give this, I'm challenging each of you all down here to give a $20 seed. But I need everyone standing up here with us, with me, to plant a seed of $100.
Close the doors.
Because again, it costs to sit up here. I got you. And this is what I need you to do. If you're giving electronically, or even giving tangibly, bring them baskets. I want the baskets up here. I want to see the folk. Y'all start moving. Y'all can bring it right now. Come. Even if you're giving tangibly, just put your hand on the. It can come closer. Take your phone and stick it on the bucket. They never will be. Giving is worship.
I'm still
giving is worship.
Them boys.
Giving is worship. Giving is worship. This ain't the time to talk. 1,000 people need to give $20. 1,000 people need to give $20. 1,000 people online need to give $20. This is easy, saints. This is an easy miracle. We should be able to raise $40,000 tonight just from y'all giving.
Swallowed up. Have you ever been
Rex. Until next time, DC for life, not for short.
On any given Sunday, yeah. Depend on you if you win or lose. You know you got to pay some dues to live on Monday.
AI giving Law that digital head. Again, I love Law Nation. I don't see anything wrong with.
Damn. Until next time, DC for life. We about. Peace.
Nobody does it better. They can come closer than close.
Bartender! What is your profession?
Original.